Ah, yes, another Thursday night. So you know what that means. It's happy hour. Or we're going to drink some beers. Or we're going to talk some beer. Or we're going to talk some other stuff, I'm sure, because that's what we usually do. So over the next couple hours or so, join us on
Seven or eight
this little
hours.
fantastic ride. Yeah, however long, right? So I think Todd disappeared there. I think he was doing something with the dogs, so he'll be back. But welcome, Mal. Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday, sir.
And it is pre Labor Day weekend. So nice
Yep.
long weekend for a good amount of people. I mean, I don't know if everybody gets to Monday. I mean, obviously, you might be
I'm back.
working because you're in the brewery. I don't know. I don't know how that all pans out, but working in
Yeah,
a brewery
I'm
at Labor Day
working.
is not a bad day. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm working for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, you have a lot of good people there, and I'll be off. Todd will be off. I know.
Yep,
So
I'm off.
yeah,
Well, it's
and
weekend.
it's also college football kickoff. Technically, it was last Saturday, but
Right.
Notre Dame and Navy really didn't show up for the game. So tonight
Yep.
we've got Nebraska and Minnesota. Who ever thought Nebraska would be on prime time again there on Fox? And
Oh no.
then we got Utah and Florida over on ESPN. And then Saturday, all of it gets rolling. So happy to have game day back. Happy to have college football. And always happy to have beer. So
And then we'll get our asses handed to us again because we start out against Ohio State. So
oh, is that your first game of the season, or do you get no Cupcake City to start
now we
off
played
with?
them right out. We did that last year too, but it wasn't Ohio State. I think we played them first 2 years. For some reason, the very first game in the last 4 or 5 years has been a conference game, and then it's like the three winnable games or should win games, and then back
Yeah,
right into conference. But
I think it's the way of the schedules now and how they're getting all these different teams and conferences, and how they're trying to
oh, I'm sure,
get
yeah.
people in weeks. I'm sure. Yeah, there's some big games starting off beginning of the season, but man, imagine if Indiana got that upset. That would be huge.
Oh, yeah, they're at home too, so you never
Yeah.
know. I mean, I know, but it probably ain't gonna happen. I mean,
Hey, Appalachian. Nobody believed in Appalachian State when they knocked off Michigan years ago. So you never
that's true.
know.
That's
You
true.
never know.
I think we
Yeah.
have like 18 of our starters are like transfers
Yeah. Well, there you go.
that they got out of the portal. So it's like, oh, you never know. Maybe they'll gel together and they're going to be good. But
Yeah.
not
Only 2/3 less of that of Colorado's team right now. So
yeah, right.
yeah, we're probably pretty much firing all y'all. All y'all can go to a different school now.
They
So,
like
yeah.
what 30 something
They
transfers
have,
or something.
he brought in 53 new recruits, 53 through the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they pretty much gutted that team, which you were 5-6 last year, like that. So I mean,
It's
they were
like what are you
terrible.
losing.
Yeah, yeah. It's Colorado hadn't been relevant since the '90s when they won the championship anyway. So,
Kind of curious to see what Dion does there.
but I digress. But yeah, so we got football, we got Labor Day, we've got beers, we've got all kinds of stuff. We got the weekend, and knock on wood, everybody that knows anybody was okay. If you knew anybody down there with the hurricane type stuff, speaking of people that we knew, Erie's in the house. She was down in South Carolina. I don't think she had too much of the stuff come through where she was at besides rain, but they were not ready for the hurricane down in Florida on the western side. They're not used to that. They were not. That was first time for a lot of them to see something like that because I think the last time was 127 years old. I don't think there's a 127-year-old person down there. So
I would think.
yeah, and if they were there, they would remember because they were like would have been just born. So yeah, they had nothing to reference. But like a hurricane, I'm going to crack open some beers here in a second. But what are you guys cracking open? What beer you got there?
Good, Mel.
I am actually starting with something that's not a beer.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh.
So this is something that I believe Shane brought for me when he came to Chicago. Cottage Springs Beverage Company. It's a vodka soda, Ontario Peach. So a sparkling vodka beverage, 5% ABV. But so
Okay.
Springs vodka soda peach. So this is what I'm testing out because I've never had one of these before. So, well,
There you
for
go.
obvious reasons, because Ontario is far. Oh, it looks like a seltzer though. All right.
Yeah, those are becoming a little popular now.
Kind of looks like
smells good.
a seltzer can.
Kind of does too, yeah.
No, it smells just like a fresh peach.
Almost looks like Zima, but that's not your fault.
The taste is a little club soda-y, like heavy on the quinine club soda kind of thing. I mean, you get peach, but the scent is a lot more than the flavor. It's not bad.
Yeah.
What's the ABV on that one?
5%.
Okay.
So it's not a biggie or anything.
Lawnmower beer.
Yeah, it's a little baby drink.
Mhm.
Dr. Carr.
What are you implying, sir?
No, we all got to start somewhere, right? So yeah, it's just beat the heat drinker, right? So
There you
that
go.
works.
Right.
Actually, yeah, that would be really nice on a hot day outside. I could see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the vodka soda. I think it was vodka soda. The one I had down at Three Daughters Brewing in Florida a few months back was orange creamsicle. Perfect for that weather. Yeah. Todd, what you got?
I am drinking Untitled Art Chocolate Cinnamon Churro Pastry Stout. I'm already gonna say this is probably gonna be super sweet. Reading these ingredients.
Yeah.
8% ABV. It says pastry stout with cane sugar, candy syrup, brown sugar, cinnamon, natural, and here we go. Natural and artificial flavor.
So that natural flavor.
So yeah. If anything stouts from Untitled Art, I always want to try it anyway. But pours a nice stout color that you would assume.
I like your stemless wine glass for this. That's fun.
There you go.
Yeah, I got our daughter's cats up here running around, so I was like, I don't want to take any chances of him knocking anything over. As easy anyway.
Fair enough.
He's crazy. Now I want to lock him up. She's away. She's up at IU visiting some of her friends for the next couple of days, so I didn't want to lock him up too early. If he starts acting too crazy, I'll definitely put him up.
Cats and the dogs, eh? Cheers to Vanessa as well.
Sweet. It smells Vanessa.
Well, it's a pastry stout. Yeah, it's definitely.
No, I know, but some of them aren't so sweet, but most of them are usually pretty sweet. This one smells really sweet.
Yeah, they just had the wind and rain and a few tornadoes. So.
Ooh. No, thank you.
I'm only 61 for Lisa. So yeah, your birthday used to be 62.
Yep.
So what do you think of it, Todd?
I think Wilford Broom just rang the doorbell.
It's that sweet,
Diabetes right on their eyes. It's pretty. I mean, it's definitely
sugar.
Definitely full of sugar. That's for sure. It's sweet. I taste more of I got more of the cinnamon out of it. Kind of the churro. Kind of the name of it. Kind of does remind me of that. A little bit of chocolate, not much, but mostly cinnamon and kind of the bready churro flavor. Like just imagine biting into a churro. It's kind of what it like liquid form with a little bit of chocolate on the side, I guess.
There you go.
A little bit colder than I'd want it to be, but it's also a lot sweeter than I would want it to be. It's good. The flavoring of it's really good, but I couldn't drink a whole lot of it, or more than one can.
See if it opens up as it warms up there for sure.
Yeah.
And it's a shotgun and vodka. Well, not vodka, but it's a vodka soda. Zima sounds better than Zima never sounds better than anything.
I was gonna say
maybe Mad Dog.
I never hated Zima. Actually, it was fun to play with. If you put it in a thing with a stopper and then shook it, the thing, you could pop people in the face. I might have done that before I was old enough to drink it, because that was way more fun to mess with the drunk people. But I digress.
It was better than drinking it. Just shoot it everywhere. Yeah.
It was fun. I had a blast with that. I was like 8, 9 years old.
Zima was bad.
I didn't drink this. No.
Zima was bad the first time. It was twice as bad the second time. So
Oh yeah.
it's just no need to bring it back. Japan has it. Let them keep it. I don't know why they like it, but they have quirky things in Japan from what I've seen over the years, and that's one of them. Difference between seltzer water versus tonic water.
Well, tonic water has citrus, right? It has like lime or lemon in it.
I would say tonic's less carbonated too versus seltzer, right?
Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Does tonic even have any like spritz to it?
I don't think when I think of a gin and tonic, I don't think of it really having. I think tonic's just a little bit more.
No, you hear the sound when you unscrew the cap on the bottle, though.
Yeah,
So,
man,
But it's not as heavily carbonated.
But it doesn't-
You really feel the bubbles in the seltzer. Yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking it didn't fizz like a seltzer, but
Yeah. Let's see here. So let's don't diss. You know we're gonna diss the Zima because Zima is just it's on the trash shelf. Typical orange, dark tasty, made it as an icy. Haven't had that one. Vanessa been checking any llamas lately. Here we go with the llama talk. They love the llamas. How come I cannot find large brandy glass so I can build huge maintenance? Talks, yeah. Well, maybe just where you're looking at there. I mean, you might have to get it specialized. You go to Amazon, you can find brandy glasses, I know. Divorcing the husband without the llama farm situation dice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't think everyone's here to know about the divorce taking place. But I know I had the llama farm involved too. Llamas are selling well, though, I hear. Sorry, it makes you feel better. I would give you my husband. Erie's that kind. She will loan EB out.
I think she'd rather have the llamas.
she's mentioned before she'd rather have the llamas if she could, and she'll get rid of EB. So yeah. Mallory and Chu and Todd and Gerard and there. But Chu's not here yet. Chu's at work. So
yeah, he'll be here later.
Unless he pops up in the chat, J Rod.
Depends on how busy he is at work.
I do hate you're going through that, Erie said. Yeah. Definitely no more marriages ever again for me.
Well, no one ever said anything about you marrying again. She just said she'd give you her husband. It didn't mean I'd marry him. It could have been a servant or something. You know, it's fine.
Would it be like sister wives then if she did that? Did Zima explode like dropping those Mentos into a dirty etc. coat?
No, it's not the same. It's not.
You just shot the thing off or something, right? You shook it and.
So I had a cigar holder. It was a plastic tube that had a cigar in it, and then it had a little rubber stopper. So I put a little bit of Zima in there, and if you shook it, it would shoot the little rubber stopper, like a little pop gun kind of thing. And so the adults were all at the campfire drinking their Zimas or whatever else, camping. And I was sneaking around the outside of the fire, popping them all in the back of the head because I thought it was funny. I might have been a slight troublemaker as a child.
Yeah, maybe a little, but maybe just finding your way. Just finding your way.
It was fun.
Shooting everywhere. That's what she said. That's what she said. She did say shooting everywhere.
Yeah.
If you can't control it. Yes, tonic has some fizz, but I think it's less fizz.
Yeah.
Definitely take the llama, she said. Hey, Sparkles, what's going on, Michelle? Cheers, my friend. Great to see you. Hope all has been well. Man, hello, Rob. Why did you call J Rod? I mean, either way, it's still good. It's all good. Spell checker killing me tonight. Yeah, spell checker is always doing something, right?
Yeah.
This made me think of that song, always something there to remind me. Spell checker is always there, something to remind me. Did not take returns, though. So if you take EB, you cannot send EB back. So there you go.
No returns onto hubby. Got it.
Yeah. Let's see here. We've got comment section food review in the house checking in through Mal's channel as well. Today I reviewed a Burger King Rodeo burger. First bite, the burger was warm and cooked well. Second bite, the barbecue sauce and onion ring paired well with the burger. Give it a 6 out of 10. There you go. The Rodeo burger, yeah, that's the one with the onion ring they put on top of it with the barbecue sauce and stuff. And haven't had a Burger King sandwich in a while. So fast food places, favorite place for a hamburger. What is your favorite fast food place for a hamburger?
You know, I'm still hung up on the Big Mac. I go back for the Big Mac every time. I can't help it. And then Arby's is my favorite fast food, but the Big Mac still just, I crave it. It's
Well, would you count Arby's into it? Like get the best sandwich? Or is it gonna just say best burger?
Well, they have a Wagyu burger now, or sometimes.
Oh,
anyway.
Arby's does, yeah. Yeah.
I know. I've had the Arby's burgers and they're quite good, but I don't hunt them down. I don't suddenly crave them and have to go there. I go to Arby's a lot because I love Arby's. Like, honestly, everything on their menu I enjoy, but I always go back for that darn Big Mac.
So what is considered fast food as long as it has a drive-through?
Yeah, I mean, usually in and out, like a couple minutes or so. Yeah.
So like a Culver's or something? Since it's
Yeah, open.
Even though when you order, they always make you pull up and wait for it. So I don't know, which is
I mean, something like it's not like you're going traditional kind of dine-in type. I mean, like Five Guys, I would put as fast food, even though there's no drive-up. You still have to go in and pick it up. I still consider that fast food.
Okay.
Subway, Potbellies. There's a lot of fast food I consider.
Yeah, that's why I was asking because I was thinking of Five Guys too. But I don't know. I really like Culver's burger. I think for around here. Now we don't have like an out or anything like that, which I've never had, so I don't really know. But
Culver's has a pretty good one there.
I like Culver's, and I like Five Guys too. But God, you almost got to take out a daggone loan to go to Five Guys anymore. It's freaking expensive.
I do like Five Guys. Five Guys is pretty good. Out in California, Fat Burger was pretty good.
Yeah, I never had that one either.
There was a place also called Richie's that was pretty good down in Southern Cal. They had some really good burgers. Fuddruckers actually has a pretty decent burger, although they closed it when I was in Kentucky. They were pretty decent.
Fuddruckers wasn't fast food though, was it? I thought that was.
I would think you go in and pick it up and take it out. I mean,
I always thought it was just more of a sit down restaurant. Like
I didn't think Fuddruckers was kind of a sit down. I mean, I guess it could be, but it's kind of I put it in that same group like with Five Guys. I think a fast food is just done real quick type thing.
Well, that was a place where the waiters had flair. I mean, come on, if the waiters have flair, that's kind of like.
Did they have them at Flair at Fuddruckers? Yeah. See, I always took mine out. I never really stayed around and really paid attention.
Okay, so I was thinking like you, Mal. I was thinking I was more of like a sit down and order type.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
what about Steak and Shake? Steak and Shake has some pretty good burgers.
Yeah, Steak and Shake's good too.
Yeah, they're pretty good, and they got good milkshakes because it's a Steak and Shake. So
right. Where's the steak?
I wouldn't call that fast food.
It's a steak. Well, it's a steak burger. So loosely termed. I mean, they all come from the cow, right? So yeah. So
well, we hope it comes from a cow.
That's what they tell it.
I ain't gonna make any assumptions at this point.
I think for me, one of the fast food burger places as a fast food type place might be Dairy Queen. They have pretty good burgers, and it feels like an actual burger, not like a processed type burger when I have their stuff. It just feels to me, I think a little more fresh. And A&W, they have pretty good. It tastes a little bit more fresh on their
A&W does a nice job.
Yeah. So you get that crisp lettuce.
And Dog and Suds, if there's a Dog and Suds near anybody. I know there's not too many of them left, but their burgers are pretty good.
Another one that kind of reminds me of Steak and Shake, which was kind of near you, Rod, which I think they've opened up one in Louisville here lately. I think it was called Freddy's.
I don't remember Freddy's.
When you lived in Cincinnati. I think there was one it was on the Ohio side.
Oh, okay. I'd never been over there to that one then. Yeah.
It reminded me, and it's really good. It reminded me a lot of Steak and Shake. But I think they just opened up one in Louisville down the road from where I work at. So I have to go check it out.
Louisville.
There you go. Get it down.
I've ever had it.
Still practicing.
Coming back from Ohio. That's the only time I had it.
So funny thing, past weekend, Saturday, Sunday, whatever day it was, one of my favorite shows, as Todd knows many a time, and Mal, you probably mentioned that since you've been with this, Food That Built America. They do like these marathon type stuff. So I was watching actually the other day. We were watching it while we were eating, and it was about the rise of Fridays and also Benihana.
Oh, I saw that one.
Now, the whole Fridays thing was pretty interesting. And the whole thing, like basically the guy that created the whole Friday concept was trying to make a singles bar so that he meet women. Because it was like back in the time when they made it, there wasn't really a bar like this is like back in the 70s where all the bars mainly like guys kind of go and they're kind of seen as that whole dirty, dingy type thing or whatever. And how he made the one up in New York and everything. And then how they came up with the name for it. It was just like one of those happenstance type things. And then
that's why they have all the pretty cocktails. So the girls will come
right.
with pretty cocktails.
Well, when they started out, when they started out Fridays, they did like do different things for that. And then it was like the whole flair for the bartenders to try to make it more of an attraction with the show and stuff. But the funny thing is, then they ran into issues down in the 80s because the one guy that opened it, he sold out early, like after a few years for $1 million to the other guy that took over, started expanding the chain. And then it became a different feel where a lot of singles weren't going there anymore. So then they were like running into a little bit of a rut. So he had to reinvent it. And to reinvent it, it became more the family dining type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the food that actually did it, of all the things they had at Fridays, what do you think is that one food that allowed them to reinvent themselves and actually get the families in? If you think of the Fridays menu, what is the one thing on the menu that you think of? Because that was the thing that actually had them turn around. And it's like a basic food. It's a basic food. I'll give you that.
Chicken fingers.
You know, it's so funny. I was
chicken
thinking,
fingers.
I was thinking baby back ribs, and I'm like, wait, no, that was Chili's. And then I'm thinking that strawberry salad thing they did, and I was like, no, that's Applebee's. And I'm like, frick, I don't know any food they served at Chili's. I only went there for drinks.
I'll give you a hint of it fed a lot of Irish people centuries ago when they had a famine.
Potato skins?
Yes. So essentially, basically having a baked potato and how he thought it was born, like a baked potato, having a snack type thing was born, but then he got the idea when the guy served it to him of it split open. And then got the idea to basically come up with the whole idea of making it into the loaded skins.
Yeah.
Which like the first restaurant introduced that. And that actually ended up drawing people in as like this was like a key item for them, which is crazy. Like you think about, you see them in so many places now, but this was like in the 80s and there wasn't really anywhere else out there. And this was the thing that set them apart because at the time they were getting copied by like Bennigan's and other knockoffs that were trying to do the Friday type thing. And so people were just like going here or there. They weren't really seeing anything. And you had the whole singles thing kind of dying down a little bit about meeting in bars a little bit. And this loaded potato skin actually resurrected Fridays and then launched them off. And then once the guy made some more money off that, he sold it to one of the corporations or whatever. But yeah, it was interesting. It was just interesting.
It makes sense since you see them in the freezer section, like at the grocery stores.
Yeah.
Potato skins or and mozzarella sticks or whatever. Now, you know.
Yeah. But it wasn't the sticks. It wasn't the wings. It wasn't, you know, the little fancy little egg roll type things you'll see sometimes. It was just the basic loaded baked potato skin.
So I have a coworker who used to work for TGI Fridays. He was a bartender there. And apparently to be a bartender there, it was 6 weeks of training. 6 weeks of constant training on how to do everything bartender related. He actually went to Vegas while working with them for flair competitions, doing the flips and all the stuff. So kind of cool. I've seen him do some of the things. He doesn't do them much anymore because our bar is way too tiny to do that stuff. But
yeah,
kind of cool.
Yeah, one of my friends used to be one of them. He actually worked for Friday, but he was in the finals out in Vegas one year for the flair and everything like that. But yeah, you do all the flair and all that kind of stuff. And that was part of the thing they were showing on the show was drawing the attention. And away from that, like on Benihana, how they went through stuff because they were pretty much getting struggle to how they kind of do stuff. And then they came up with the idea of kind of doing the shrimp and the flipping of the food and all that kind of stuff. But it was just kind of funny. These became like feature attraction type things to get people into these spots and stuff. So, so it became less about the food, but more about the entertainment type factor. But, you know, Fridays all over the country now and stuff. But it was just interesting seeing how they actually were able to do that and how it all started just from a guy trying to connect and hook up with women and pretty much launched this little bar in New York and then just goes off and all over.
I don't think we have any Fridays around us anymore here.
Well, some of them have shut down, I know, but yeah, we still got Fridays here though. Yeah.
There's a few in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah, but Chili's was one of the ones like you mentioned. They were one of the ones seen as a knockoff of Fridays as well. And of course, the flair led to us basically, if you ever seen the movie Cocktail, basically
yeah.
with Tom Cruise doing the role, a lot of that's credited back to Fridays. And of course, Office Space is credited back to Fridays as well.
Y'all keep saying Flair. Like every time I hear that, it makes me think of Office Space.
Where Jennifer Aniston works. And the other one was the one, what was the movie? It was a comedy with Ryan Reynolds. And they make them like see different things. And if you got to make them, you punch a person. It was like it was the cooking. They were like in a restaurant, but they were kind of in a Fridays type environment too. What is that Ryan Reynolds movie? I got to look it up to see what it is.
Wasn't it like at some point he was
Waiting? It was Waiting. That movie Waiting.
Oh,
yeah. And that was kind of like so Fridays has, I mean, across the pop culture perspective of things in restaurants, like Fridays was like one of those ones that's really hit on a lot of different areas, a lot of different things. And
to be honest, I was never a big fan of theirs anyway.
Of Fridays?
Yeah.
It's now you look at it, it's just like it's like a standard like kind of type thing. But back when they launched it, like they were showing the footage of when they launched it in New York. Literally, they had like velvet red ropes, and it was down around blocks. Like people were lined up to get into this place. Like it was like it was like going to see Empire Strikes Back or Star Wars or E.T. or something. I mean, people would, and they were out there and they were waiting to get in, and you get checked off the list. I mean, it was huge. So Vanessa might remember because she was in New York at that time. She might have been one of the ones going to Fridays back then. Got Blue in the house. Cheers, Blue. What's going on, my friend? Potato cannons with certain accelerants are more fun than spewing soda. Yeah, Vanessa's had her side too of kind of being mischievous. Her and Mal. Sparkles. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Todd.
Sparkles.
BK here is crap. Well, it depends on which ones you go to. It's funny, I had to go to the dentist earlier today, and I ended up grabbing a thing of McDonald's coming back. I'm kind of used to now just go ahead and order the mobile app and you pull into the curbside thing. So it's like pull into the curbside, you put the number with curbside, you pull in. Well, it's supposed to be like 4 of them, right? Well, somebody was in 3 and someone was in 4. There was never no 1, 2. Like, where the hell was 1, 2? Like I went around the block, I couldn't, so I just pulled into the drive-through one, and the one person came out like, "Is this for like your order?" And I'm like, "No, I'm supposed to get the mobile order, but I don't know where number 1 or 2 is. I don't see the spot." And they're like, "Man, you got the walk-in, I think." Like, no, I've got the mobile. I've done this all the time. And so they had to go back in. They had to find it. And the one guy came out. And I was like one of the managers, like, "Can I see what you got?" Like, they go back. And the girl, "Oh, I found it." Like, they were kind of confused at this one. But it's like they came out and just dropped off and walked away. Like, I went to another one last week.
It better be hot.
I went to one last week, and the guy came out, had a little tray, had a little bit of straws, had napkins, everything good, sir. Anything else you need? But like they give you like the one I went to, they give like a white cup. This one, it was like Popeyes. Took over McDonald's in this section of town. I was like getting the Popeyes treatment. Like I didn't know y'all were part of Popeyes. Now I thought this was McDonald's. I thought this was a friendly spot. Apparently not. She's like walked away. Like she's like, "Don't ask any questions. I'm done. I'm out." Like
maybe some Popeyes employees work there.
So the fact that Erie said that BK is crap, I'm like, yeah, I found a McDonald's that was kind of crap today. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. Mainly at McDonald's if we ever go there and do the mobile for sure. Because every single time you always get like 25% off your order or 20% off your order.
Oh, they give you like if you did it mobile with a free double cheeseburger with chicken nuggets or whatever. So I got like 6 nuggets and I got a little cheeseburger. We can still get high C orange here. Some states you can't get high C orange anymore. They took it off the menus for McDonald's.
We get them here.
Yeah,
I believe.
Because they did something. It was like some health thing, I think. But yeah, we can still get that here. So.
I saw they came out a couple weeks ago with like a peanut butter crunch ice cream or something. I'm like, ooh, that sounds good, but their ice cream machine never works. So what's the point?
People always say that. I've never had problem getting ice cream at a McDonald's. So I don't know why.
I've asked twice, and they're like, "No, our ice cream machine's down." I'm like,
I wonder if employees just don't feel like making it. Because
that's what it is.
I've never run into anything where the ice cream machine was down, and I feel like it's almost an urban legend at this point because I keep hearing about it. I've never seen it.
I'm coming back in 2 days, and if it's still broke, then your ass ain't calling somebody to come fix it.
Yeah,
quit lying to me.
Although I did notice, like if you get like some of those mixed smoothies or something like that and everything, sometimes your cup isn't full, and I'll see employees having some in their cup. Oh, you just took some off the top. You didn't fill it all the way up because you're having some of it as well. Like that's messed up. You know, you can make it anytime you want. You work here. I want the full. Fill it to the top. Fill it.
You're
You know,
right.
get a little gap in there. Nobody wants that. It's just not right. Just not right.
Cheating the system.
Ari's a big fan of Arby's as well. Blue says Taco Bell, best fast food, period.
Chew agrees with you completely. That's Chew's favorite of all time. He would eat it every day if I let him.
Well, after eating, they'll be fast at something. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But they do have.
It does seem better with the more beers you've had too, though.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Kind of like White Castles.
And Waffle House.
So
I haven't seen it yet, but they have one on Taco Bell on the channel as well for the food that built America. That's got to be a pretty interesting one.
Yep.
I haven't seen that one.
Wayback Burgers patty melt. The base has a Wayback. I never heard of Wayback.
Uh-uh.
Nope.
Love the meats. I'm sure you do, Ari. I'm sure you do.
I promise it's not what she
That is
said.
what she said.
No, it's not. Not at all.
McDonald's has a new jalapeno cheeseburger. Oh, I didn't realize they had that there. I haven't checked that out. So
Oh, yeah, Burger King's brought the wraps back that McDonald's got rid of. The chicken Caesar wrap, and like I loved those at McDonald's, and now Burger King's doing them, so I have to go try them out and see how they are.
So this one dude I follow on TikTok, he does like food reviews. So he goes to all these different restaurants and stuff. So he heard the same thing. So he went to Burger King and he said it was 10 times the wrap of McDonald's.
Really? So
Fantastic.
he liked it that much better.
Yeah, he said it was way better because it was
I am so happy to hear that.
a lot more in them or whatever than like the wraps at McDonald's. He's like, yeah, this kills me. He's like, I mean, I don't know what McDonald's you're doing, but this ain't the right way to do it. You're not doing it the right way, I think is what he said. So
I'm looking forward to trying them out.
I feel like if there's one fast food chain that doesn't care about stepping on any toes, any whatsoever, it's Burger King. Because I've seen them before where they've made tacos. I've seen what they've done to obviously the chicken sandwiches. They just like, you know, what you got? Okay, we're going to make that too. Like, they don't care. We don't care.
Yeah.
We're going to make it too. Like, we got jalapeno poppers. No other fast food place has jalapeno poppers. You know, they just do whatever they can actually get out there and give it a try, which I like because you can always find different things there where you go.
And then they do super disturbing commercials with a crazy bobblehead guy, and you know, where he like stares in the window at people who are at the wrong restaurant. And I'm like, oh my god, I have nightmares now.
those are some weird commercials for sure.
I will say a hot Whopper though is one of the better ones because I like the flame broil rather than the fry. So I think like as a hot Whopper coming off the grill when it's done perfectly well with the tomato, the lettuce, and all that kind of stuff, they make a nice burger. So I will give them that.
The original chicken sandwich, the
long one, like when it was long with a little
oval-shaped
bun.
one.
Yeah.
I always liked it. I thought it was tasty.
Now, where would you put those two compared to like Wendy's, burger wise?
What do you mean as far as?
Which do you think is better? Do you think the Whopper is better? Do you like Wendy's burgers?
I would go Wendy's.
Me too.
What kind of Wendy's burger are we talking? We talking about just a regular single versus a Whopper, or are we talking like the
I mean, if you had your choice, just a burger, whatever.
Well, Wendy's has the Baconator, that automatically wins.
That's what I meant.
The
But you can get a bacon Whopper.
Yeah, but it doesn't have as much bacon as the Wendy's one does.
Well, yeah.
There's more bacon there. It wins.
I would say I like Burger King, but if there's one burger place that I would have traditional fast food place, Wendy's would be the one I would probably.
But I'm with you, Ron. I do like.
I would like to take the bun from Burger King and pick the meat stuff from Wendy's. That's what I like to do.
But I do like the flavoring of like the charbroil or whatever.
And then the curly fries from Arby's. You need the curly fries from Arby's thrown into the mix of that there.
But where do you get the milkshake from?
Steak and Shake, of course.
See, yeah, but they're selling it. But you know what? On the little lowdown tip, Rally's makes a pretty decent milkshake.
It's fine, but Steak and Shake, the machine always works.
Now,
but I've never had a problem with not working. And Rally's, you get a nice big 32-ounce one. Actually, White Castle makes a nice milkshake as well.
Yeah, White Castle does. I've never had a shake from Rally's. I'm gonna try that. But I think they've got maybe the best French fry though.
The crunchy French fries, Rally's?
Rally's, yeah, that season.
Yeah.
I like
No. Arby's all the way. Arby's wins on the French fries. The curly fries, man.
Yeah.
The curly French fries are pretty solid.
I mean, they are good.
But,
I mean, they're those would be the top two for sure. But
But thinking about the burger place, I forgot all about Hardee's and Carl's Jr. I mean,
Hardee's is good too.
I might just go because of the ads.
Right?
The ads always make the food look good.
I think it's flagrant false advertising, if you ask me. Their burgers are always like 7 inches tall, and you get there and it's like 2 inches tall. You're like,
no, and nobody's serving it. Looks like the people.
At least you tried.
So
yeah, they may win the category for sexiest advertising for sure.
false advertisement all around. It's like, where's the girl in the commercial?
Well, I know a lot of times women say size doesn't matter, but when you're expecting a 5-inch burger and it's only 2 inches tall, I'm sorry, there's a problem there.
Hey, for some it is 5 inches. You don't know.
Always comes back to the inches.
No, with the burgers, I am standing my ground on that one. Size matters.
That's what she says.
Oh my gosh, I even hit my sound effects tonight.
Yeah, you're slipping.
Raising Cane Chicken open in west of me across the mountain ridges. I'm not really a big fan of Raising Cane. I feel like they were overhyped. They got one good sauce that's pretty tasty, but if I had to go Raising Cane or Chick-fil-A, I go Chick-fil-A.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
I always want Chick-fil-A on Sundays, though, and that doesn't work. So I only crave it on Sundays.
That's the reason
only
why.
time my brain says Chick-fil-A. I'm like, yeah, Chick-fil-A. Oh.
The day you can't have
you're
it.
never gonna get. Like, I want it, but I'm never going to get it. So
Yeah, I haven't had Chick-fil-A in over 3 years because I only crave it on Sundays. It sucks.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's a problem.
It is.
Just think of all the Falcons fans. They go to Chick-fil-A Stadium in Atlanta and they can't have Chick-fil-A during the game.
I know.
They have a Chick-fil-A in a football stadium.
They sponsor the Falcons stadium.
Oh no! Why? Well, it's Sunday. What are they doing?
They didn't think that one through.
Yeah.
No, that was a terrible choice.
But Thursday night is jumping. If you have a Thursday night game, it's on. It's on Thursday night.
Or Saturday or Monday night. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I've been at the playoffs on a Saturday, maybe.
Bought a huge bag of some of the largest jalapenos I ever found up here. They are in my fridge. I love some jalapenos. So is Erie as well. I love some stuffed jalapenos too.
I was going to say
the bacon wrapped stuffed
yeah.
jalapenos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
How much sweet could be added to hamburger without the hamburger? Yeah, and that's what they do. Like some of these fillers they use, like McDonald's, they have their fillers where it's not all 100% beef because they have part of that. That's why it's like Burger King has a little bit more of the actual meat quality. Last time I looked versus McDonald's, but something like Wendy's is 100% beef, which makes why they taste as good as they actually taste too. So
I'm not even.
But I think with the Big Mac, like mouths. They put so much other stuff on the Big Mac, they can get away with it because you got the special sauce, you got the lettuce, onions, which I'm going to just say, like, of all the places with onions, McDonald's has, like, some crack in their onions or something like that because their onions are always on point. If you're an onion fan, you always get, like, some good onions there at McDonald's. So
Big Mac, no onions.
Yeah, I'm not an onion fan either.
Order.
You don't know what you're missing there.
I mean, I'll eat an onion ring, but it's got to be really crispy and cooked. I don't like them on burgers and stuff or pizza. Like, nah, forget it.
I can't digest onions. Unfortunately, they make me very, very ill.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
No, it's very unfortunate when it does, but I'm usually pretty careful about it. For about 30 years now, I can eat the breading off of one onion ring and survive. That's about it.
The risk taker that you are.
Oh, yeah.
So, speaking of risk takers, so just to touch base here, because obviously, we mentioned earlier, they had the hurricane down in Florida and Carolinas and stuff a few days ago. So Sunday night, I guess, because when the hurricane hit in Florida, it came in Monday. It came in Monday or Tuesday. I think it came in Tuesday. Monday, they're interviewing some lady, like, and it's Florida, so it's kind of like you're waiting to see who's going to do what in Florida because we all know the Florida man or Florida woman. Somebody always does some. This one lady's out there. She's like, yeah, blah, blah. I own the store over here. And they're like, what are you going to do? Are you going to try it tomorrow? I say, I'll be here at 6:30 in the morning. We got to help the people, people that come in, the people from out of town, they need stuff. And I'm thinking, who the hell is coming in at 6:30? You got a hurricane coming.
Right.
Now, the people from out of town, they're not from Florida. So they probably got good sense about them to not be out there in the hurricane. I'm just curious if that lady actually did show up at 6:30 at her store. Because I'm just like... Then we saw another lady was walking with her pontoon, like through the the water and stuff. And the water's about 3 or 4 feet high or whatever. The guy's like in a boat, like interviewing her, and she's like, "Oh, I'm a risk taker, so I was going to see what happened," and blah blah blah.
And then the gator came up, and
yeah, and he's like, "Well, you think it was smart to stay here?" And like, "No, guy, work for me, but if you're not a risk taker, I wouldn't do it. But if you're a risk taker, it can be fun." Like it was just like the Florida mentality is sometimes it's just so shocking. But I'm still surprised I don't see a lot of the gators. I'm expecting to see more gators when hurricanes come in because I'm like, where did the gators go? Like you would think they would come in with the water and stuff. Like I expect to see something now. Hurricane a few months ago, maybe it was last year. There was somebody who did get attacked by an alligator, but I was just like, not that I want people to get attacked by alligator, but it's kind of funny when you don't see the alligators out there. You'd expect like a camera to maybe pan and see an alligator somewhere and they're not supposed to be, right? So, like one of the interviewers was talking about where she was from down there before. She went to Florida and she knew the area where she was at. And on the other side of the street, she saw fish in the water. And they're not supposed to be there because there's no water on that side.
Right.
So the fish came in, they're like another spot. Like, why are the alligators in spots? It's just one of those questions that pops in my head when I'm watching it. Like, what are the gators doing right now? Like, you would think they would be in. So, and there was no sharks coming in either, which.
Inquiring minds.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a gator NATO.
Maybe. I'm waiting for Sharknado to hit at some point. So I feel like we're getting close. So if you have that on your bingo card, stay tuned. Whataburger and Crystals, and we don't have any clothes. Yeah, Whataburger's all right. Whataburger's is decent. Crystals, to me, Crystals just a Southern White Castle.
Yeah, I think they put mustard on theirs though. Besides, White Castle doesn't.
Yeah, well, they don't, but I guess because I just go with the small burgers. They're like loaded Mason Dixon's, Crystals. Yeah. So I think Crystals steams theirs as well. So they're good though.
I still prefer White Castle over Crystals though. But that, like you said, though, that's a northern southern thing.
Yeah. It's like the whole mustard and mayo. What do you put on a fried bologna sandwich? Well, it depends what part of the country you're in, probably. Right? Some people swear by mustard, some say mayo.
Worcestershire.
Or some don't eat it at all.
Oh, that's like up in Boston or something, probably. Erie loves Freddy's. Freddy's steak burgers. Yeah, I've never heard of Freddy's.
I know there's one right there by you because not where you're at now, but when you used to be in Kentucky.
When it was in Kentucky. We said it was on the Ohio side, though.
No, it was on the Ohio side. We had it when I was coming back from when my brother was married and they lived in Ohio. Coming back from their house when I think it was actually the weekend that we had the beer fest.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think when we were leaving that next day, I was like, "Oh, I want to stop at Freddy's." So I always heard they were so good, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this kind of reminds me a lot like Steak and Shake," but it was really good though.
Yeah, there's a good messy burgers, and they do custard too. Fridays was fun for a time. Only one left near me now. I've not been in years. Yeah, I haven't been to. Well, maybe like 3 or 4 years. I think is the last time I've been to a Fridays.
Yeah, it's been.
Yeah, and once I went, I was just like. At this point, it's like, it felt like I don't need to come here anymore, really. I mean, what is up, JT? Fast food? No comment. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking some fast food stuff there. French fry, Vanessa. Well, that's when we had the curly fries.
Mm-hmm.
Curly fries. I do like Wendy's fries when they made the change in their recipe on theirs.
I think,
salt.
Now,
yeah,
putting aside Rowley's and the curly fry Arby's.
Yeah,
I miss the McDonald's fries that were done in the beef fat.
McDonald's fries.
I miss the McDonald's ones that were cooked in the beef fat.
Back in the day before they changed the recipe. Yeah,
and then people who were like vegan or vegetarian found out, and they were like, "Well, we can't even order the fries now," so they changed it so they didn't use the beef fat for the frying of the fries anymore. But those original French fries from McDonald's, I know they were kind of squishy, like they weren't firm fries or whatever, but the flavor was so good with the beef fat fried. It was so good.
Now, if you get a good, cooked, crisp French fry from McDonald's, they're really good.
Yeah.
That's few and far between, though. It's always...
I know. They're usually kind of squishy.
Oh, look, right.
Flavor on the
original. Shit. I just saw that. So Todd got the new shirt. Let me take a look here. I'll pull you up. And there you go. What do you think? How's it fit? How's it feel and everything?
Good. I probably could have. Well, I always got extra large, but
Yeah.
now larges seem to fit me better. And no, this is fine because I wasn't sure if it was going to shrink or not. So I was
Gives
like,
you, yeah. Oh no, they give you good room and stuff in there. So yeah,
Then
so
it's
Todd's
got
got
your nice little logo down there in the
yeah,
bottom.
he's got the My Four Food Groups, malt water, hops, and yeast, and the logo. Yeah, I got actually go Shannon when she mentioned that before, and I was like, the one she got, I didn't really have it on there, so I could probably put that in there. So I went back and redid the design a little bit. So told Shannon thanks for that idea there. Shannon has the Drink Beer Live Happily tank top.
Yeah.
For women, because we have shirts for women and for men. So
when I ordered, they actually, was it 15 or 20% off deal?
Yeah, that's what I think I posted. They had a deal there. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, sweet. With shipping and everything and the 20% off, it was like $20 or 20 and some change, maybe. I
don't try to break the bank. I'm not, Andy, we got inflation up. I'm trying to help people out.
And it is nice. Yeah, right. For president, Ryan, you get all kinds of.
They'll have to squeeze everybody on the bank there. It's up there. I try to keep things reasonable as I can. So, I'm glad you liked it.
I ordered it last week, and I was hoping it was going to come in by last Thursday, but
yeah,
of course, it didn't show up until Monday. I think it was this week. So I was like, well,
it still comes pretty quick though.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah. I mean, it was exactly a week.
Yeah,
because I ordered on Monday of last week, and it came this past Monday. So.
And if you guys want to check out the merch and scroll on the bottom, you can check the description below and see the two different stores. One's on Zazzle, one is on Spreadshirt, which is where Ty got that one from. And then that one had the different colors and stuff too, right? It showed you get the option to get and everything, which I like that green. That's a good color.
Hell, I want to say it's probably 10 or 12 different colors for this particular shirt, but it was like the army green. I was like, yeah, I like that color green. So
yeah. I
got a ton of blue shirts, which I like blue, but I'm like, I don't have many green shirts, so I was like, I'll take that one.
It's a nice little setup they got there. So, yeah. And I think under the people that are watching this on YouTube, I think it might actually show some of the stuff right there under the video screen as well. So, I appreciate you. We got Shane's in the house. Cheers. What's guys? I used to do Flair bartender. I was trained by the guy who invented the Flair Co. practice bottle. Oh, wow. So, he learned from the guy that created the practice.
Nice.
What's up, Emerson? Cheers. What's up, Rod, Todd, and Mal? Slamming some Two-Hearted IPA. Very nice. Oh, and in those singles bars, that's why I drink at yoga class. Whatever do you. Well, there are yoga classes at breweries now. There's beer yoga, just like there's goat yoga.
My intention is to have yoga at our brewery when we open.
Are you going to have the goats?
I was going to say with the goats or?
No goats?
No goats.
No. No, I want to design yoga that's specific to beer drinkers, like where our calories sit based on what we drink. Yoga for, hip openers for bar stool sitters, things like that. So I have it all planned out, like the design of the classes and stuff to specifically cater to beer drinkers.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I'm getting certified on yoga right now, so.
Certified yoga instructor.
Yeah.
Shannon ordained minister. We got people in all kinds of new careers here on the show. Yeah.
I gotta come up with some kind of craft to get,
When we have Shannon's ordained minister, Mal does the yoga, we have like the church of yoga.
Oh, there you go.
Then we can run over our costs through there and get a tax write-off.
There you go with that.
And all the balancing poses during my class, like tree pose, you're supposed to have your hands straight up above your head, like you're a tree, but you have to be holding your mug or your pint glass. I mean, obviously it'll be plastic because if one drops on your head, I don't want concussions, but plastic cup so you'd have it straight up above your head for the poses and stuff. Oh yeah, and the yoga mats will have built-in cup holders. I've got it all planned. It's just crazy.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Shane. If you're around and you want to try to join, let us know. Out of Gum. What's going on, Out of Gum? Cheers. Out of Gum's coming through a mouse channel as well. Great to have you. Hey, JT, Mallory. This is Jason from All Terrain Coffee and Camping.
How are you doing, Jason? Happy to see you.
Nice.
No, you already said hi, Jason. How are you?
I did. I had my channel open too, so I've been kind of, because the people who comment over there can't see the whole chat list. They only see
Yeah.
the stuff that happens on that one. So if someone comments, I'll just type a quick little message to them. So, yep.
I don't know if JT's telling a dad joke or he's wanting me to play the video again.
That's what I was thinking. That's Rex Blair. No.
I need to get some more of those.
It's
If I can do it better, if I can do the voice better, I'd do some myself. But yeah, that's just classic.
I think Shane's interested, just so you know.
Okay. I'm doing. No, I'm doing totally stinking awesome for you.
I almost got this all over my keyboard. Thank you very much.
I'm doodling the dawdle. It's called wait. Yeah. Man, I am behind. What was that? That was at 8:27. We're not off too far. We've been further behind. But yeah, Waiting was a good movie too. It was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the sub there, Out of Gum. Appreciate you. Doing great. Watching prep football for the Crescent City Sports Channel while you guys talk in the background. Sports bar style. Why am I getting tongue-tied if I have one beer thus far, which I'm actually drinking a 6.8.1 ABV, just knocking this out here because I have it, the Magnificara Indica again. So,
is anyone taking offense to the fact that we're background for JT tonight?
No, I mean,
It's better than not at all.
Yeah,
James,
right?
Come on. We're right here. Hi, James.
Pay attention to us.
It's more fun to tease them.
Oh, at the fast food places? Yeah. I mean, yeah. What's up, Ron Sutton in the house? KFC, none better. Well, KFC, if you're doing fried chicken, I'm gonna be more Popeyes than KFC, I think. Depending on what you're doing. Depends what you're doing. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I like the spice. Actually, there's one that was called Church's Chicken, like in Ohio. That was really good. I think they have some other places. Church's is pretty good. That would be up there too. Mm-hmm. The problem with I think KFC, the chicken is decent, but the sides are kind of bland.
No, did KFC do
Popeyes are seasoned and more spicy. And
that I can get with.
There's more flavor with the Popeye sides.
The chicken, I think I'd go KFC, but I'm totally with you on the sides though, because Popeyes definitely blows. I don't know. KFC's all their sides seem like they all.
KFC has the bowl though.
Like Cracker Barrel, it all tastes the same.
No, KFC has that bowl though with the chicken and the potatoes and the corn and the gravy. The KFC bowl is just phenomenal. And did KFC do a crossover, or do they have the same building as Long John Silver's now?
Some places they have. The one in Kentucky was KFC and Taco Bell.
Oh, okay.
We had.
But I think they're both under Pepsi, and I think the other one is as well too. So you can see a different mix with Long Johns.
Now, unless it's changed in different states, they quit doing that here, like the combination restaurants.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
really.
And I think Yum Brands sold off some of those. To be honest with you.
Oh, maybe they did. Yeah.
I think they only have KFC. I'm not sure what all that. Yeah. They had 5 at one time, but now I think they're only down to 2 or 3. I believe. I could be totally wrong on that, but
speaking of fish places, I haven't had a Long John's or even a Captain D's, and I don't even know when from. But back in the day, they were pretty popular for people to check out.
I've been craving Red Lobster.
Well, I'm talking about fast food though.
I know. I'm still craving Red Lobster. I can't help it.
There's always room for cheddar biscuits, which if we're going to talk bread, best restaurant for bread, is it Red Lobster?
I like Panera.
Is it No, not like a place like that, like a restaurant.
Like the biscuits or whatever?
Well, Panera's fast food though.
Or rolls.
Panera's not fast food. Not fast food restaurant. Not fast food.
Oh.
Panera's like a Panera Starbucks type. They're different over here. Tim Hortons.
Their tomato focaccia bread. Their tomato focaccia bread is to die for.
But I'm talking about rolls with your dinner.
Okay.
So you have cheddar biscuits from Red Lobster.
Mm.
You have the buttery rolls or whatever, like Old Charlie's. You have the
Thunder Bay Grill.
I don't even know what they are at the Texas Roadhouse, except they got crack in them. And they're really good.
I think it's their cinnamon butter or whatever it is. It's
Yeah,
like,
cinnamon butter.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just like you eat the rolls and you're like, oh, I'll take the steak to go because I eat all the rolls for my dinner.
No
so
kidding,
I'm kind of full right now.
Thunder Bay Grill had really, really good rolls too.
Which one was that one?
Thunder Bay Grill.
Oh, I don't know them. Okay.
I know they were a chain. I just don't know how far they reached, but they had like they sold bags of the mix so you could make them at home because they were that good. Like people would buy the mix.
Well, you can do that for the biscuits from.
Yeah, but they were doing this in the 90s. I don't know how early anyone else started.
Well, I'm trying to think. Am I missing any other place that has? I mean, are those like the top 3 places maybe with the bread? Am I missing? Those are the ones that jump out.
I would think so. I mean, you have like, I mean, you could throw in like Olive Garden, which has the bread.
Oh yeah, the endless breadsticks at Olive Garden are really good.
That's not
though. That's
good.
They are good.
But then you got Carrabba's where they give you the bread and the oil and stuff too. But
that's
it's like
too.
I look at those. Yeah, I'm just not like the rolls, the biscuits.
Now, as far as the rolls, I would say I'm gonna go Texas Roadhouse in a photo finish. I'm gonna put the biscuits second.
From Red Lobster behind there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That'd be my top 2 right there.
Yeah,
different breads though, so it's kind of like, what are you in the mood for?
What do you think, Mal?
Red Lobster all the way.
She said her biscuits all the way. Do you have Red Lobster up there, right, Shane?
Yes, we do.
Do you have Old Charlie's or Texas Roadhouse?
No.
Okay, so you're kind of limited in what you have there.
Now see,
there's lots of stuff here. It's just a different company doing it. That's
I mean, from what we're talking about here, I'm sure you got some pretty good spots there for like some of the different breads. Or
I'm totally think what sets it off is
a couple.
Is the butter for Texas Roadhouse because
cinnamon butter alone. Yeah, I mean that's like it's like if Shane had like a maple type thing, it'd be like, okay, you win because it's maple.
right.
That's how cinnamon butter.
That's
is.
right.
It's
that's
like,
how it goes.
I think Shane might have a maple thing. He kind of lives in the place of the maples, so you know.
And that's not a bad place to live.
That is
not a bad place to live. I'm just saying. It's like if you were Keebler Elf, you would be in the Keebler tree with all the cookies being made. So yeah.
So I looked up Yum Brand, and now they have KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and a place called, which I've never heard of, the Habit Burger Grill.
Oh, I never heard of that. No.
The Habit Burger Grill. I've never heard of that.
It's all laced with crack to get you coming back.
Probably.
It's a bad habit.
It's a bad, exactly.
So what are you drinking, Mike Shane? Anything you got in front of you there, my friend?
Yes, sir. Of course, I wouldn't be here without a beer, right? I got the old Karma Saboro IPA from Great Lakes Brewing, not the American one in Ohio. Great Lakes Brewery up here in Canada.
Yes. So for those of you watching across the Great Lakes, there is a Great Lake on that side for Canada. I know a lot of the channel people see the ones here in Cleveland, but yeah.
I got Canada. I'm representing.
Yes, that's right. Vodka soda.
Yeah.
Surprised you still have that.
I saved it for a special occasion.
and Alive with Rod J is always a special occasion.
Well, at least it's not White Claw, right? Which that funny thing is, there's actually my wife had a White Claw left over in the fridge. And nobody wants to drink it. And it's like, so I drink it just for a gimmick for a video, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to go that far. No. Take it out back like Kid Rock. I don't know. Which that's a whole funny thing there too, because apparently Kid Rock got spotted drinking Bud Light now. And it's just like people are like, "Whoa, I thought you were against Bud Light." And yeah, so celebrity is celebrity. So yeah,
I didn't do it, man. They gave it to me. I didn't buy it. It was just given. I didn't.
That's true. It was kind of like a gift, right? So
yeah. JT, the size doesn't matter as much as girth, baby. That was going back to the burger. We were talking about the 5-inch and 2-inch burger. Just for those of you tuned in late, we were talking about the size of burgers there. So.
Well, flagrant false advertising is not okay in my book. Sorry. You're going to advertise a 5-inch tall burger. You better give me a 5-inch tall
Everyone
burger.
rather
I don't
100
know.
meat.
I just
Yeah, the bacon, the junior bacon cheeseburger, good stuff. We got the Whopper Junior and stuff there too.
Yeah.
They got like all many different types of way you can make their burgers out Burger King as well. They're pretty versatile.
It's your way right away.
They used to hurricanes. Well, they used to hurricanes in some parts. This part of Florida, they weren't used to hurricanes because they don't get them on that side. So.
I think he's talking about the Gators.
Oh, well, the Gators. Yeah, but it's like if the Gators, it comes up, that's like a new open buffet because now you're up there with the human, like you're closer to the humans and stuff. Which I saw like a video last week and somebody was trying to do whatever they were doing with the Gator. And the Gator came up out of the wood and they started chasing the person. Everybody ran off like, what do you think's going to happen? You're sitting there messing around with the just thank God for the Darwin Awards because otherwise we wouldn't have contestants to be out there showing off their stuff each year. Keith's World in the house. Cheers, Keith. Happy Thursday to him. Take a swig of the beer.
Keith.
Metropolitan Brewing has yoga class on weekends and on mornings. A lot of breweries have like the yoga going on now, which is pretty cool.
Very popular.
Gilbert's in the house. Cheers, Gilbert.
EG.
Up there. Also, one of our friends in the Great North. Do your happy little t-shirt, Shane. Shane, you got a happy little t-shirt. What's your t-shirt?
Oh yeah, I got the happy t-shirt on today. Hang on, let me stand up a little bit more. Yep. This is like my favorite person in the whole world. I wish I could have met him when he was alive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
Love
this guy.
You don't make mistakes.
Ross.
We don't make mistakes.
That's right. Just happy accidents, man.
Happy accidents, yes.
Happy accidents.
Popeyes or KFC biscuits? Oh, we went to the breads from the two. Popeye. I'm going Popeye biscuits.
I do like Popeye's biscuits.
Yeah.
I don't know too. Only thing I'd probably put KFC ahead of is maybe, but I don't honestly can't say that I've gone to Popeyes and ordered the fried chicken, so I can't really say for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the chicken sandwich thing, KFC wasn't even a run. It was just automatically Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A when I did it.
Their theme song is Love That Chicken from Popeyes. How have you not had chicken at Popeyes?
I know.
You're not missing nothing, bud.
Popeyes.
No, I'm not.
I've had chicken.
I just haven't had it enough to say. I do like the fried chicken at KFC, but
yeah, the chicken sandwich at Popeyes though.
I will say,
which was funny because KFC wasn't even in contention. It was just Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A. Everybody was like, "Nope, KFC, you can just go stay in your corner. We don't need you coming over here."
It doesn't have red beans and rice, so you know.
Right. Well, it doesn't have the red beans and rice, so yeah.
Nobody puts the Colonel in the corner.
Which the food that built America, I did see the one on Popeyes, and that was a pretty good story on how they told that as well. So it's a good show. It
is a good show.
Popeyes beats KFC and Chick-fil-A every time.
I don't know if maybe the Popeyes up here, they do a different recipe, but I do not like Popeyes at all up here.
Yeah.
Of course, having said that, I've never been to a Popeyes in the States yet, so it could be just a different way they make the stuff. So,
do they have it like spicy there and everything, or is it kind of just?
Yeah, I think it's similar. I think it's pretty similar, but they just might have it like a different way of doing it up here. But yeah, I prefer KFC over it.
Are the people at Popeyes up there? Are they angry though? That might be the difference.
That's what I was going to ask.
That might be the difference.
Are they angry?
Yes,
how are the employees at Popeyes? Are they very nice? Are they courteous? Or do they have a chip on their shoulder?
Of course they're courteous. They're Canadian, for God's sake. Have you guys never been up here?
Well, see, that's the problem. That's the problem with Popeyes.
You can't go there and not be bitched at.
In the States, they're not courteous. That anger brings a different spice to the game. That's what
it totally does.
Maybe that's
up there, they should be doing the chicken and waffles because then you have the syrup too. So I think that's kind of necessary there.
Well, you know me, Mallory. I carry. You know me, I carry maple syrup with me, like when I go places. So
yeah,
I know. I wish you would quit having it in the glass jar in your pocket because you make a mess every time.
I'm sorry. It just happens.
Yeah, you got to put that in the fanny packs.
Right?
So many jokes there.
Oh, hey, how's it going? What is up, gangster kangaroo?
Kangaroo.
You call me my real name, Isaiah Anthony Brown. I'm a new viewer. Oh, Chicago. Nice. Great to have you. Mal here's and Perfectly Me Crafts. Check her out. Chicago as well. We get a nice little Chicago contingent that comes through. JT, Chicago. Big Daddy's not here yet. He's Chicago too. So
Rod, you got to play your welcome thing. Welcome.
Oh yeah. I've been slacking tonight on the sound effects.
Can't produce the show too, Rod. Come on, man.
And the dog says, "Not welcome, not welcome."
Welcome. There we go. We got the big old welcome. Oh yeah, it's actually starting to turn into a party. You know what that means?
Everything
turn around. Turn around. You know, got to get to that point. That's when it's really a party.
That's when you know it's been a good night.
Or a really bad one.
Hey Shane, you remember back in the 90s when you were on the internet?
Yes.
You had to go through the old.
Oh, I'm getting a beer.
I did.
Oh.
I mean, back.
No,
It's so funny. It's so funny you play that.
All the millennials and the Gen Ys and Zs are like, what the hell was that?
What is that?
But then you get connected and somebody picks up the phone and you're like, what are you doing? Now I got to wait all over again.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, back in the day before the internet became a thing, there used to be things called BBSs, bulletin board systems.
Oh yeah,
and that's where you would call up a computer and have chats stuff like. I ran one for several years before there was the internet.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've done lots of crazy, stupid things in my life. Just
when I was
cool at the time, but kind of lame now.
The movie War Games, he was doing it through a BBS, I believe, when he was doing that to set up the computer.
Yeah, exact same. Yeah, exact same thing.
Yeah. Classic movie.
It was a great movie. It's kind of
it was dated now when you watch it. Yeah. My days been fine. I've been doing artwork where I turn animals and cartoon characters at Gangster as part of my Gangster artwork collection. I have been working on. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Sweet
to see some of that stuff. Yeah, I want to check you out there, Gangster Kangaroo.
The avatar, yeah, that's cute.
That is. Make a note to check out Gangster Kangaroo here. Gilbert said Popeye's biscuits are outstanding. Now, Gilbert's in Canada, so he's getting the Popeyes you're getting. What are you gonna say, Shane?
I just Mallory just poured the beer. I just actually reviewed that. I haven't. The video's not out yet, but I just had it. I just had it yesterday.
What'd you think?
It was pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. I like this one. It was actually designed by students at Southern Illinois University.
Which one did you pour now?
Huh?
Which one did you just pour there?
The King's Cream Ale. It's a collaboration between Ravinia Brewing Company and Southern Illinois University's Fermentation Lab Sciences.
Yeah, this one.
So students at Southern Illinois University designed and created this beer for Ravinia Brewing Company. And it's on the shelf here at the brewery now. So.
Oh, nice.
Yes, because I obviously picked one up when I was in Chicago.
Yeah, right there. Look at that.
This one's empty though. That's the only problem. That one's empty.
8 hours away from each other, and we're holding the same beer. I love it.
I know, isn't that great?
Yeah, we know it was Toronto Great Lakes. We covered that. Yeah. Stepping up to the dish with new Belgian triple. There you go. Ooh, very nice.
Stepping up to the dish. I don't know. It's
up to the dish.
Up to what dish? What dish is he stepping up to?
What?
Isn't it the plate?
I mean, you could say the plate, but he's using the dish. He's stepping up to the dish. Look, he's in there watching the football game from high school. He's got us in the background. Maybe.
Satellite dish?
See, Gilbert says Popeyes in Oshawa in U.S. angry for sure. I make jokes about that. But yeah, so you got to have the anger at Popeyes. That's when you know you're getting a good spot there. It's kind of like you go to those little diners where they yell at you and stuff. You know it's going to be pretty good to do that.
Just me that thinks that the Popeyes restaurant should serve everything with spinach.
Yeah, but see, that's a different type of Popeyes.
No, I think they should serve everything with spinach.
This is Popeyes from the South. Yeah, but You know, this is like supposed to be like a Creole from the South. Popeyes wasn't a Southern
Okay,
one.
collard greens and colored spinach. It's the same thing.
No, you cannot.
I know it's not. I know
There's
it's not.
that.
I love collard greens. I love spinach. I know they are different. Don't hate. It's cool. I was just trying to make a joke.
See, that's how raisins end up in potato salad by doing stuff like that.
True.
That's just gross, though.
That is right. I want to go to the toughest Popeyes in Canada, one where the employees smile as they toss gang signs at you. Obviously, you know what? You talk about Popeyes being it, but Popeyes ain't the spot with the tough employees. That's be Waffle House. Like I said, we've seen the videos. We've discussed before. Waffle House is where those guys are like ready for anything to break off. They're dodging chairs, they're catching chairs, they're doing whatever they need to do. So Waffle House is definitely where you're getting the real stuff going.
Rod, have you been to Wiener Take All?
I have not. Ooh, clown shoes. Chicago
Ooh.
represent. Nice.
Nice.
Bourbon's a real
Rainbows
hazy
are real.
IPA.
But
I say
you-
rainbow or bourbon. I thought it said bourbon. I don't know why.
No, it said rainbows.
Okay.
But
Maybe
yeah,
'cause I'm looking at my
Wiener
thing.
Take All is a hot dog stand in Chicago where they will literally berate you the moment
they
you
were
walk
in-
up. Like they're just
Oh,
like
at a hot dog stand.
a hot dog stand in Chicago. Actually, Triumph the comic dog or the dog comic thing,
Yeah.
the puppet. Like he went there and was berating them right back, and they had him behind the counter berating customers and stuff. Like they're just mean. Like
They're actually out of Boston and Windsor, Vermont.
Oh, nice. I thought there was a restaurant in Chicago where they berate you as well, though. I
yeah,
think
it
there
was called Ed
yeah,
DeBevick's. It closed
Yeah.
about 15 years ago.
yeah. Speaking of, what was the dog's name?
Triumph the insult comic dog.
I remember that dog.
Did Triumph get canceled? I haven't seen him in years. Like, I don't know if they canceled him out, like
Well,
the new
he
culture
was always
in the
on
world.
Conan O'Brien. Is Conan O'Brien still on? I mean,
I
writer's
thought-
strike, first of all. But
Well, I know Conan was on TBS for a while, so
Yeah.
because he started on Conan, right? And
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever fully branched out. He did Hollywood Squares for a while,
yeah.
which doesn't exactly say I am succeeding, but it's
I think he went to TBS so it could be like a half-hour show and he can kind of have control of what he was doing.
well, I know during all the presidential debates he was going to those and like talking to people and stuff. Like he did a lot with that. I assume he'll come back again once this one gets going.
Right. We'll see.
I gotta
Or
say,
they
I
turn
think that
around
was really
and
cute.
run
Shannon
at
sits
something.
down and has to fix her hair for everybody.
I know.
Not for you all, for me, not for you all.
Oh, it wasn't for me. Well, what the hell? Why am I even
Yeah.
here then?
If you want it
Jeez.
to be for you, you can pretend it's for you.
Nah,
I'm
You don't-
with that.
Okay,
The
good.
only
Squash-
person she would do on the
squash-
panel would be for Craig. If Craig was here, it'd be for Craig. But outside of that,
Then she go off camera and do that. Then kind of, so.
I was like, she immediately sat down and was like, "Oh shit, I'm on camera. I gotta fix this up
no,
and get
I
it all
was like,
done."
Jesus Christ, Shannon, that's awful. You know what? Who cares?
It was just the camera was on. It was her first time seeing herself in a little
Yeah,
bit. She went,
that's,
oh,
that's
fuck.
exactly it. And my eyes aren't even that good, so I can't imagine what it actually looks like.
Looks
Then we-
great.
then we-
Tell me about it.
I'm okay with that. Ignorance is bliss.
Not anymore. No. Ignorance is a choice
That
nowadays.
is yes. In certain situations,
We can't use that
but-
anymore because ignorance is getting people in all the wrong spots lately.
Right.
It's
In,
just
in shallow areas of
Yeah.
life, it is bliss. But
I
not
think bliss is a
Shallow.
choice more than ignorance.
shallow is how my hair looks. Ignorance is bliss in a shallow situation like that.
we got
Not
people
in-
passing laws on ignorance, and it's just like, no, it's not how it goes. So yeah,
You're right. You're
we
right.
gotta stop. We gotta stop the ignorance.
You're right. I'm glad you pointed that out, honestly.
Oh, nice! You're doing the gaming as well. Awesome. I actually do the gaming on the Rod J gaming, although I do more gaming on Twitch now on the gaming stuff. Although I share the videos on YouTube. Mary Brown's and Chick and Joy need to head down to the States.
Chicken Joy.
Yeah. So that's like restaurants
Yeah,
that
Mary
you know
Brown's
those, Shane.
That's a good place there.
Fast foods.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary Brown. Yeah, we got Mary Brown's up here. That's another really good chicken place too. Actually, I think I'd pick Mary Brown's over KFC. Actually,
Yeah.
pretty
Where is Mary Brown's restaurant at?
Canada.
Up here in Canada.
Shane's from Canada. Shane's from Canada.
What you do is you keep heading north in your car, and once you get to the border, you switch over to your dog sled team, and then keep going across the tundra, pass by the third igloo, hang a right, and then you'll find my house. It's right beside the big. You can't. I have a pet moose in my front yard. You can't miss it. He's huge.
Can't miss it.
That sounds amazing.
I don't know if Shannon's been on here. I don't know if Shannon's been on here with Shane before. Were you on Shane before?
I don't know.
Yeah. We've been on before. Yeah.
But was she sober when she was on here with you?
This is our third time on the same live. I'm just saying.
Oh, there you go.
I'm sorry.
It's difficult. So you get short, skinny guy, and all the women just ignore you and never pay attention to you.
Oh,
It's like the story of my life.
By the end of the night, she's had so many beers.
If you start talking with English, if you start talking
Who's
with,
this guy? Who's
if
this
you start,
guy?
yeah, right. You start talking with an English accent, she'll remember you. That's all I'm saying.
You're so funny.
Oh God, Shane, don't.
Oh, instead of the
Your
Canadian
Australian
accent?
was
Oh,
scary
right.
enough. Your Australian was scary
Oh,
enough.
my
I don't know
Australian.
if I can handle.
Trez in the house. Cheers, Trez.
I don't do
Great to
accents.
see you, brother.
It's not my thing.
Well, you have one.
You do them a lot.
As
The,
do we.
the level is the question, but you do them a lot.
At halftime.
Yeah, that's true. But they're not good. That's the problem.
Oh, FYI. Like, I know nothing about those high school teams down there.
Would you all fact check something for me? Because me and Donnie were out, and I was like talking about Bud Light and Miller Lite. And
Cracker Barrel, not Waffle House. Yeah. We do what?
Does Miller? He said my brother said Miller Lite, and I mean I don't know if Bud Light is made in Canada.
Miller Coors. Molson Coors owns Miller. Yeah, out of Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, but they have like factories here where they make it. They have breweries here.
I thought Miller Lite and Bud Light were both Anheuser-Busch and
No.
Bud Light's Anheuser-Busch, Miller's Miller Coors.
Yeah.
okay.
What'd he say?
Is
Is that what he was saying?
I thought they both were made by Anheuser-Busch, and you know my dad's a big thing about like American made, and I'm like, Dad'd be okay because I'm drinking American made beer, and he's like, no, actually it's from Canada.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm okay with that too.
Well, that's good because we got some good beers up here.
Yeah, you
Isn't
do.
Canada?
Especially our maple beers. You should try our maple beers.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
isn't Canada just American light anyway? So
Break out your holster with your
American Light.
No,
I
Wow.
mean, literally, you're like I said, you're the apartment above the crack house. You're just right there with us. So wherever we go, you guys go. Whatever we
That's
blow
true.
up, whatever we blow up, the fumes get up to where you're at. It's
That's
just,
right.
you know,
That's true.
See, I look at it differently.
True.
I feel like we're the basement of Canada. They're not the crack house above us. We're the basement below them.
Now, to be fair, and to go along with what Shannon just said, when they were lighting all their fires, we were getting that smoke in the basement there.
Yeah, but I feel like we're the main floor because we drive North America. So they're above us. So they're getting right off it. But then below us, we have like Mexico and the other ones where they're like some third world countries. So they're trying to hang on for best they can. So they would be more the basement where we would be kind of the main floor. Yeah.
I'm just saying we're a shit show. Is all I'm trying to say.
Canada's the upstairs. We're the main floor.
That's why we're the crack house. Because we're the shit show.
We are the shit show.
Like you don't want to go in that room. You do not want to know what they're doing in that room over there. You want to stay right here where you know where everything is.
Or
I'm
enter with
gonna
caution.
swap this around. Instead of going the up and down, flip it sideways, and they're like the next door neighbor. I'm
There
going
you
with the next
go.
door
That's
neighbor
a
thing.
very
'cause
Well,
the-
if we had a
basement
row
that's
house
right.
and they were
thing's not
if we had a
working
row
for
house and they were like touching us there. So.
they're the next condo over, and they don't cause too much trouble. I'm going with
they're
that.
the end units in an apartment building where you don't have to share walls with two people, but we have to share two walls with people in
There
the
you go.
apartment building. And
Like, hey, quiet down. We can hear you over there.
No, I'm sticking with the apartment above the crack house.
Hey, I like Mallory's analogy. The analogy being next door neighbors because I like to think of myself as everybody's hot next door neighbor.
There you go. Yes.
I love that.
I'm so full of myself today. It's not even funny.
Yeah, but that noisy bitch next door, I don't know if you want to catch up with her.
You got to show them your maple syrup poster. That would sure take the cake.
That's hot. That's hot. A maple syrup holster. Oh my God, that's so hot.
There we go.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Thank you. Thank you for the sub there, gangster. Big Daddy's in the house. Cheers, Big Daddy. Another Chicago representing, holding it down. Waffle House rules. So we got the Waffle House over
It does.
Yeah, we didn't talk breakfast space. So we talking Waffle House over Cracker Barrel?
Yes, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm more Cracker Barrel over Waffle House.
I'd take Waffle House
Me
over Cracker
too.
Barrel.
Yeah. It might not be as
I
much,
tried on
but
that one.
the food tastes better.
I think the food tastes better at Cracker Barrel.
It
I think
depends
some
on the
days you
food.
can go to Cracker Barrel, it all tastes the same.
Now, if I want to eat and get a show, then I go to Waffle House.
You know,
Oh, it depends on the time of day you go.
I gotta say, Cracker Barrel might win now because there are Cracker Barrels that serve alcohol.
Yeah, and I've been to those, and that does give them a little bit of an edge.
I think they might
I'm
win.
pretty sure if you go to some Waffle Houses, they'll serve you alcohol too. Just you ain't gonna pay for it.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want their bathtub moonshine
Yeah.
from the,
Right.
the sink, Paris.
Just saying.
I mean, I would talk honestly between Waffle House and Cracker Barrel. I'd rather have hash browns and a waffle than the catfish, which I love from Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Like Waffle House.
So the first Waffle House I went to was in Atlanta, Georgia, when I was visiting
Me too.
Brian the Beer Snob. So it was Brian the Beer Snob and oh yeah, and TK and stuff. But we went to this Waffle House.
Yeah, I was there
night.
too. Thanks for remembering. See, all the women ignore me and forget me all the time. What I said
I was
earlier.
getting there. You didn't
You
let me
didn't have
finish.
your
I had
holster on
people
that
to
time.
list, and why not list the people who aren't here being represented first? Come on. Anyway,
You're
but,
that forgettable neighbor.
but yeah, I mean the food was good. I was a little tipsy and wanted food. It worked just fine. So, but
Again,
I'd probably go Cracker Barrel anyway.
this is the middle section shining through right now.
Yeah. It also depends what time you go to Waffle
It
House.
does.
That
as
is
well.
true. That
So
is true.
yeah.
I can't even remember last time we've been to Cracker Barrel.
Robert Smeagol was triumphed and Salt Dog, but I think he is still a writer returning alive, I think. He's still alive, I think, because he's been doing it for a long time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Chicken Joy's East Toronto chain, and they're known for deep fried biscuits. Deep fried biscuits. Okay,
Whoa.
now that has my
That's new
attention.
level.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
Isn't that kind of like a donut though?
Yeah, because I do those sometimes.
You do deep fried biscuits?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll take
yeah.
like a the canned biscuits, and then I'll get some hot grease and I'll poke a hole in the
Poke a
middle
hole
just
in
to
'em.
pretend it's a donut, and then I'll fry it up, and then if I'm feeling real special, I
Make
put
your own
powdered
little-
sugar on it.
Or glaze.
Oh shit!
Yeah, with powdered sugar, milk, or whatever, make a little icing.
It's like when you go to the Chinese buffet and they have that's basically
Oh yeah,
if you
like,
ever make it to the dessert part of the Chinese buffet.
like the cinnamon biscuit roll.
You know that
Yeah.
sounds almost healthy enough to serve at Waffle House.
Almost, but not quite.
Almost.
Put a little of that natural flavor in it.
Oh my god, I want some now.
Little twang.
Drinking Muskoka cream ale. A. Why are you saying A? You never say A, Gilbert.
He's
Yeah,
representing
Muskoka
now.
makes a good cream ale, man.
Yeah,
Shane's here, and he's got somebody that understands his language.
That's
Well, we
right.
all understand.
Hey,
Because A is its own language now.
How many times have you guys heard me say A since I've been on this live? None.
Not
Not
once.
once.
I don't
He's
think.
six.
Maybe once. Just
We
now.
had
You
a
know-
ticker.
Americans say A like to the Canadians, and it's like I feel like as bad as like when you watch the old kung fu flicks and the Japanese think Americans talk a certain way. It's just like we don't talk like that. Like these voiceovers are not us. But yeah,
Right, exactly.
Justin Trudeau, Joe Biden, all get rid of the border and all gang up on the fresh speakers.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
So Spectrum is having contract difficulties with Disney. Every channel Disney owns is now disconnected from Spectrum. Oh wow, I didn't know that. ESPN as well. Bad for sports bars. I didn't know they were going everything in
Yeah.
Spectrum. It sucks when they do that. They usually fix it within a few days though. I mean, it's right before really the main games of college football. So I gotta think they're gonna try to fix it there to get
Yeah, they're gonna-
those ESPN games on.
They're trying to back them in a corner now. Is what they're doing.
Yeah. That's the problem with having these cable companies have like basically a monopoly in the areas. They're like, if you have Spectrum, well, you can go Dish or maybe go with what's the other one? Dish or
AT&T,
no, the other satellites one you have.
Direct TV.
DirecTV, right? But you can't have like Spectrum and Xfinity in the same spot. Like, so you don't want the satellite dish to another cable. You can't have two cable companies.
That's
You
the
can have
thing.
two dish networks. So it's like, why not have other cable companies? And that's going to that would help to lower prices and have more opportunity for people to choose what they want. But they won't set it up that way.
Seems like monopoly there.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is. Canada is the meth house, and the States are the crack house. Maybe.
Fair enough. I mean,
There you go.
It's variety.
Right.
It's variety.
Like Mexico, then.
The sad thing, both of those drugs will have people stealing shit, right? It's not like nobody's the marijuana house, like just gonna just chill.
Wait, who's the opioid then? Who's handling
Right.
that?
That's got to be South America, one of the countries.
Mexico or something, then maybe.
Yeah, it's Venezuela or something down there. Yeah. Feel bad for the folks that can't watch college football on ESPN. They use Spectrum and they're telling. Yeah. Well, nowadays you get a lot of stuff on your phone and stuff. So maybe if you got Spectrum, that's not going to help you there. Well, that does suck. Lard is a secret ingredient of both Popeyes and Cracker Barrel.
Well, it's not secret anymore, James.
Yeah.
Yeah, way to blow
Well,
that,
funny.
James.
Spoiler alert.
You brought up the thing earlier, Mal, about the old fries. And so
He was a narc.
with McDonald's back in the day, when you went to McDonald's, you had the old recipe. We were talking about the French fries.
Oh yeah.
Fries wouldn't make it home if they were in the car with you, right? Because usually you're done the fries. So you would eat the fries on the way.
He judges me for that.
Nowadays, fries get to the house. So yeah, they changed the recipe on it.
Yeah, they did.
But they're not as good as they used to be. Shannon still eats the fries, but most of the people now you don't even think about eating them all.
They're not as
back
good
then. Yeah, not as good because they changed the recipe because of the vegans and the vegetarians.
From where?
From any place, it's like potato chips aren't as
No,
good.
I don't know. Wendy's up their game on their French fries for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, lard makes a lot of things better. It's like bacon. You put bacon on anything, it's going to be better.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and like maple syrup. You put maple syrup on anything, it makes it better.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep throwing that out there.
So
Just saying.
You're in a coma, put bacon on the lips and you'll wake right up. Is that bacon on my lips?
Just so you know, my husband has bacon chapstick. He has bacon body wash. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of bacon products that no one would think of, but he keeps getting them for Christmas and birthdays from people.
Does he have like a lot of dogs follow him around or anything like that? They smell
Yeah.
bacon.
Yes. Yes, he does. Actually, the dogs do follow him. And he's a cat person rather than a dog person, but dogs do follow him.
Yeah, they smell bacon, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the other night, I was like, I get notebooks and I write shit and whatever. But, I had left a notebook out the night when you all were here. And you all left and you wrote a note. And then Chew had his handprint on the backside. I found that the other day.
I was listening to the radio on the way home from work this morning, and they were talking about how it's like starting to get into pumpkin spice season and everything is pumpkin spice, and they were talking about this new product. It's a pumpkin spice like wet wipe for like your butt. It's called Dumpkin Spice.
I mean, that's clever.
You're just messing with us right now.
No, I swear to God, I heard it on the radio. I swear to God, I can't even make that up. It's called Dumpkin Spice.
That's a brainstorming name at a conference table. Yeah,
Yes.
It took a lot of people to come up with that one.
Like, I got to go out and try and find some now because that's just damn funny.
Send one off to Toilet Bowl Food Reviews. See what he does with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah.
Not sure why you would make that, but okay. People love it's been
because people will buy it. People will buy it because it says pumpkin spice on it.
You don't want to look behind the curtain on this one, man. Don't ask questions.
It's people buy pumpkin stuff like already here, so I still haven't done a pumpkin beer yet this year. I haven't done an Oktoberfest beer yet either as well.
No, me neither.
At work yesterday.
A hoser, I talk like that all the time and drink Carling and smoke Craven A dollars.
Craven A. Wow. What are you, like 80? Craven A. Jesus. That's like old person cigarette. That's what that is right there.
That's Gilbert tapping into
I suppose you have your guys' pack of Craven A's and his bottle of 50.
Oh, last week my grocery store had Oscar Mayer bacon for $12 per pack, and every other brand was virtually sold out. Today they were selling Oscar Mayer off for $3 per pack. I bought 2.
Oh, yeah.
Timing, right? Timing. What's up, Shark? Cheers, my friend. Happy Thursday to you.
Yes, Shark, it's a drinking game. Louis say beer, you drink beer.
Yeah.
Beer.
I think next election is going to be a big drinking game.
And you know what? I was talking to a good friend of mine earlier before I got on the show, and he's like, "You realize something?" He's like, "Bill Clinton's 2 years younger than anybody that's running for president right now." Talking about Trump and
Oh yeah, yeah,
Now, Bill
Oh,
Clinton's
really? Wow.
younger than those two will be.
Oh.
yeah.
Mayor Pete.
I was like, I've never thought about that. He's like, and it's probably been at least 30 years since he was the president. I was like,
Oh my
that's crazy.
God, poor Mitch McConnell. I mean, he's like Weekend at Bernie's.
I'm not going to say poor Mitch McConnell because he was making jokes about other people, but I'm not going to go in on attacking him either.
Yeah,
But
didn't mean to go there.
that dude, yeah. I almost posted something the other day. Like, nope, I'm not going to post it. I'll take it
Yeah,
down.
not poor, but it's just like Jesus Christ. Sometimes you need to know when to lay down and die.
Well,
have
you know,
it's like
it's
that.
really interesting for the presidential people now. Like, they're going to air all of your dirty laundry. We might be better off going with someone younger because they'll have less dirty laundry to air. I mean, just
And
the
not so
thought.
many years.
They won't have done as many wrong things by the time they're like running.
Yeah.
You know, once you've done a lot of stuff, man.
I think the thing that just happened now with Mitch, if there's anybody going to be a poster child for why we should have max age for limits, that's going to be it right there. This is why
Yeah,
you need to have term limits, and
Yes.
it should be a maximum age. So
Thank
yeah,
God for Mitch McConnell.
yeah, it's like let this be a
Because we're
sign.
like, oh Jesus
Or
Christ.
maybe.
What was that? Which comedian was that? He's like, "Here's your sign."
Oh yeah, Bill Engvall or whatever.
Yeah,
Or it was the whole. It's all of not Jeff Dunn.
Yeah.
Jeff Foxworthy.
people lighting up
How
my
old is
Facebook
Mitch
playing.
Or
People,
maybe he's
people
playing
playing freeze frame on my Facebook all the time now.
He's
No.
playing everybody, and then he don't want to answer a question. He just acts like he's freezing up, and they're going, "Oh, there he goes again."
Yeah,
Then
it could have been a ploy. He's probably then back at the old lounge with the rest of the guys. Like, oh, you see how I played that one off, right? You
Yeah,
can do that when you're this
they're all
age.
high-fiving
Yeah.
him, like, my man, dude. That's my man.
I mean, he's like pushing 100, right? He's pushing 100, right?
No, he's like 80 something or whatever. But he served like the longest time for any senator, which is crazy thinking like Strom Thurmond was into his 90s, but he started later, I guess. But yeah, it's
Oh my
like
God, that poor bastard.
it's
He's
like
Tell them
it's
that.
like what it's like when they came up with this idea, people were dying like at 50 something, 60 years old. Like they're not supposed to be there all this time.
So, how old did you say that he is?
I'm saying Mitch is probably like 88.
Let them answer the question and then show the picture of him and then take another
Wait,
bit.
Well, there's the picture of him.
hold on, let me see here.
Looks like a turtle.
Yeah, it is a turtle look. Yeah, it's a turtle look.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does.
Oh my
And
God.
that's been on Facebook too. People putting him up next to the little turtle pictures.
He looks like a turtle.
All right, Rod says 88. Mal.
Oh, I'm sorry. I cheated and looked it up before you said not
Okay,
to
well,
look
you
it up.
can't answer then.
Nope, not gonna answer.
Shane's like, who the hell's Mitch
Yeah,
McConnell?
like, I'm not American, so who cares?
Right?
Well, you saw his
Yeah.
picture. Just take a guess at the age.
Well,
78.
And I didn't see the answer.
What'd you say?
78.
JT, you don't put the
Okay.
answer in the chat.
There, he already did.
Or,
I was
or,
close.
or is that a guess that JT did? I don't know if that's a real answer or not.
No, I think
By
he
the
was
looks, I think
saying what the answer was.
89. Your reaction to seeing how old he was, I'm 82.
So what are you going with?
I'll do the math. I'll go 84.
Okay. So do I answer now then?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is JT's answer right? Because he put it in the chat.
Well, let's
What's JT's
see what it
answer?
says. Yeah, see what he says.
JT said 81.
Well, he either knows or he actually looked. No,
He probably looked it
doesn't.
up.
No, he's right. He's 80.
81?
Yeah,
Are
he's
you?
81.
Oh, now he's really.
Wow.
Yeah.
He'll be around at least another 15 years.
Is he married? I think his wife's poisoning him.
Yeah.
She should if she ain't.
You'll be drunk in 5 minutes, right?
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Beer.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I will say, it makes Bernie look like he's definitely good for his age because he doesn't slip up like any of these guys do. He hasn't fallen down on the steps like Joe. He hasn't gotten stuck in a frame like Mitch.
He's the one with
Bernie's still popping around like, hey, what's going on? You know, he still has his wits. Yeah.
Now we
He's
had
like
other ones that were younger who fell down too.
Oh yeah, Gerald Ford fought on the steps before.
Yeah, he was younger.
And Saturday Night Live, that made
history.
Well, yeah, that made a big career for Chevy Chase back in the 70s because he's ran that up on Saturday Night Live all the time with Gerald Ford falling down.
Didn't George Bush fall down the steps too? I think.
Well, he threw up on a guy. W.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute.
No, wait a minute. Right.
HW threw up on the guy. The dad threw up on the guy in Japan.
Yeah.
But the son ducked a shoe.
But also, I think
the son choked on a pretzel.
Also, I feel like I remember him slipping up, going up to like the Air Force One or whatever.
Maybe I missed that one, but I'm like, you're president of the most powerful country in the world, and you're choking on pretzels. You're choking on a pretzel.
We all get excited sometimes, Ron.
So, fun story: Theodore Roosevelt was in Illinois to give a speech, and he was shot in the arm. Before he was giving the speech, he was shot at, and they got the guy, but he got a bullet in the arm, and they were like, "Oh, we have to take you to the hospital." He said, "Okay, let me say a few words first," because everyone was gathered to listen to him. Yeah. He ended up doing an hour-long speech before he allowed them to take him to the hospital with a bullet in his arm. It's like, okay, that's kind of badass right there.
Yeah. That is badass.
It's like, no, I'm going to do my speech because forget it, it's fine. And he just kept talking. He had blood dripping down his arm.
I mean,
ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember that story from history. Yeah, that he did that. Jeez. Well, every president that was started, I forgot who the first one was, but it went back to the folklore that one of the Native Americans put a curse on the president, like in 1820 or 1840. But every president that started a term from that point on, that started with the 0 year, died all the way up until Ronald Reagan.
Huh. I do remember.
And the thing is, when Reagan got shot by Hinckley, he ended up surviving that. But it was funny because the doctors were like,
"Should have died.
You should have died." Like they couldn't have said like, and then people were like,
Reagan is the devil.
But then people were like, Reagan's the devil. I don't know if you guys don't remember this. In the 80s, people were saying Reagan was the devil because he had the Ronald Wilson Reagan were 666 when he did the letters. There's just all kinds of just funny shit out there. Just something sticks in your head. You have no reason for it to stick in your head, but it's just out there.
You're right.
So
yep.
So yeah.
Like a giraffe's tongue is purple.
Yeah, like that. Like that, yeah. Hey, Shark, if you want to jump up, check your Facebook.
It's purple.
Huh?
What's purple?
A giraffe's tongue.
Giraffe's tongue is purple.
Oh, okay.
And giraffes have the same number of neck vertebrae that we do.
Are you
giraffes like grape Kool-Aid.
What? Did you hear what she just said? She said that the giraffe had the same number of vertebrae we do.
Yeah, because we're all like connected. We're all connected.
Yeah, but
DNA.
The vertebrae have to stretch out for like 12 feet.
Yes,
but they're like this big.
Oh, thanks for saying
Wait, this is how we show measurements now, remember?
Very, very true.
It was this big, guys. It was this big.
It makes sense.
And it was this big.
It was fascinating at first until Shane ruined it, but
No, he makes sense of it.
Sorry.
No. He's like, stupid Americans.
I apologize. I'll send you down a bottle of maple syrup, and we'll sit around and have beer.
Right.
Everything is maple
syrup. I'll send
syrup.
you our address.
We got perfect.
Maple candies.
Yeah. But it's gotta come with a video of it actually coming out of the tree, though.
He's probably got one of them trees in his
backyard. I know. I want to see.
Oh, then it's just sap. Sap tastes like crap until you boil it all down.
But I bet if you sent that down to us, we'd be like, this is the best maple syrup I've ever tasted.
Probably.
Yes.
I feel like that should be a t-shirt. Sap tastes like crap. I feel like that should be a t-shirt.
I think you
not that it tastes like crap, it's not maple syrup yet. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
See, I'm like pancake syrup and maple syrup. I prefer pancake syrup.
So my party just makes money makes me out of seas. I think Gen X is. I don't know. I'm kind of partial to it because I'm a Gen Xer,
Yeah.
but I just feel like we had so much of shit that happened during our course of time growing up. Like I was watching one of the other people they were talking about, those old Gen X type videos and stuff like that, and they were just like knocking stuff down and was like, we're like the last generation that like remembers that grew up with TVs without a remote control, or like we're the last TVs that grew up with other stuff they were just kind of doing. Like, no other generation grew up where they went to go get a video at a store on a Friday night to watch movies at home. Like, it was just all these different things. And it was just like, we've seen so much technology that went through from where we're at now to where we were then. Like, the parents above us or baby boomers, it's just, they didn't have as much, I think, transition during their time that we've had as Gen Xers through our time and where it's going to be for going forward. So it's it's a cool time to be a Gen Xer.
I wonder if every other generation feels
The same
how
way.
they feel, like how Gen Xers feel about their generation. Because I'm like, I love that I'm a Gen Xer, but
I think a lot of Gen Xers are proud about their stuff. I mean,
yeah,
plus,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
But I
for
wonder
sure,
if like
for sure.
They should.
boomers and millennials, and I wonder if they're as proud about being that as we are about being a Gen Xer.
yeah. I think take some Z's out and put them on the merry-go-round in the park at night and spin it around and see if they can hang.
Todd, we have had this conversation. I
I know.
am not a millennial.
That's why
I am Generation Y. I follow Gen X. I lean more towards Gen X. My parents were baby boomers. I act like Gen X, but I just didn't give a fuck.
No,
So,
I know.
therefore, Gen Y, not millennial.
you're
Thank
Gen
you very
Xer.
much.
Fuck.
That's why I said that, because I remember
And
we
I'm
had that
super
conversation.
proud of Gen Y.
That's why I said that.
Hardy choices, two candidates in AARP. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny is that probably 3 out of the 5 here, 6 here
Mm-hmm.
could get on AARP.
Oh.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 and 2. It was like 5 because Mal and Shane, I feel like you're
They're
not
too
quite-
young. They're too young there.
Yeah, you're not going to get on the AARP.
Yeah.
I do get mailers from them,
I'm
though.
too young.
That's what I'm saying.
You're like my new favorite person now that you said I was too young.
What are you, like 32? You look like you're 32.
Oh my God. I love you.
We'll send you the mailing address,
Yeah,
and you
he
can.
looks like he's
Free bottle of maple syrup coming for you guys for sure
and they
now.
doing you some favors,
Keep
Shane.
talking.
It's all about the maple syrup.
Do
Send me
do you
some
seriously think I'm? Do you seriously
I mean,
think I'm 32?
Well, now
How old are you?
or after that reaction, I don't think you're 32.
I am 52.
Are you fucking?
You're not 52.
I'm 52.
Are you? I
Yeah.
thought you were like maybe early 40s.
Damn.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Because I'm like,
Apparently, Rod J wants some maple syrup as well.
no, I didn't. I mean, I'm a couple years older than you, so I didn't think you were near me
you
there.
men.
All right. Well, we can have an AARP party.
There you go.
I think
Oh, thank you. ARP party. Bye.
Speaking of AARP,
Shark might be getting close to that.
No, I'm getting the invites. A lot of the invites right now.
So you and Mal are on the mailing list right now.
Yeah. It's like, no.
Is that?
Oh, I've been on the mailing list since I was 28. They've been sending me stuff since I was about 28 years old. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, they send me like the fanny packs, and they send me like the mailers and like the stickers with your address. Like, they send me all the things like I'm
You
part of
tell-
it, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, because you're Gen Y, so why would they be sending to you?
Exactly. Why? Why?
Well, yeah. I just get the annoying emails, so that's easy to delete. But I'm missing out on all those discounts and stuff. Damn.
Right? So what do you got there, Shark?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh,
took it
our
up
little
a notch.
Oktoberfest going on.
Yeah. I decided I'm starting now. I'm pre-partying for the Oktoberfest season.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing a live on the 16th. Basically, you have to bring
Mm-hmm.
bring 6 of the original 6 beers, breweries, and so
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Can look up
So
the
speaking of Oktoberfest, is anybody going to any Oktoberfest festivals that you're looking forward to right now, upcoming?
So we have a German American club across the river and they're having their Oktoberfest
Ow.
coming up. I think it's like the third week of September or something, maybe.
Okay.
And they usually have like 160 kegs on tap. Not on tap at once, but for tap. And they're all German.
Yeah.
They're all German beers.
Beers,
Nice.
yeah.
So all their Oktoberfest and everything, yeah, it's awesome.
That's where we
It's
met
good.
Klaus.
Yeah.
Are they getting like Paulaner and stuff like that
Oh,
in from
yeah.
Germany? Oh, nice.
Yeah, they had
nice.
it all shipped over from over there.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Well, the hard one to get is Augustiner. If you
Yeah.
get that, you're gold.
Mm.
Yeah.
All the other ones you can find anywhere.
And all the guys out where they're like hosing leaders and all everything, all the get ups. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, we had one big one, and basically they shut it down because this got out of hand. I think it's
Get out of hand. I thought there should be more to that story there.
Right.
yeah, it was the kid. It was the family day that got out of hand. All the kids were sitting up there doing the steins and
The Stein
drinking the beers.
One kid runs out of traffic and everything breaks loose.
Yeah.
It was in October.
Where's your parents at? They're passed out on the lawn.
Again?
Rhonda.
No,
Rhonda.
no, my parents were the ones dancing on the table over there.
Yeah.
Again, normal Thursday.
Right. What about you, Mal? Any Oktoberfest plan? I know you probably got something with the brewery or something, probably.
Yeah, the one that she works for is having an Oktoberfest. The one that I work for is having an Oktoberfest. So we have those two. There's also one downtown that we've gone to every year for quite a while. So yeah, we have a few that are lined up, and I'll see if I can do more. But honestly, it's really hard for me to get a Saturday off right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting stuff on my emails and stuff, and them popping up in different places. So it is that time. September will be a hot September for sure.
Yeah, it's
Reporter rang our doorbell.
Here. 2-term limit for the lack of Alzheimer's. It's gonna be scary next election. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna be. Drinking myself through that Tuesday night. Retirement age in the U.S., which is 65.
We need that new JFK. Get that young guy, like Mel was saying earlier. You need that young guy to get in there, or lady, one of the two.
Yeah,
the one who hasn't broken all the rules already.
Oh well, geez.
Yeah, well,
that's the trick. That's the trick, is finding one who hasn't done all the things wrong ever. The one who didn't fail, but it was legal when he did.
Yeah,
I feel like it should be somebody should actually know the Constitution. Should be the one that's president.
Actually, that would be freaking great. Someone who passed the 8th grade history class with an A. Let's try that.
Hey, we had Arnold as our governor for a little bit.
But see, Arnold was sensible. He was logical and stuff. He could, he was definitely.
Oh yeah.
He listened.
But it was just funny.
But he was born in a different country, so he can't.
Otherwise, he would probably run here.
He can't run for president. He can't run for president. But
Not allowed.
Yeah. I don't know. 370 million people, and
well, you think if they want change, you would think, okay, really want change? Vote for an independent party.
They don't want that much change. They don't want that much change.
They wouldn't be. That president wouldn't be able to do anything anyway, because the other two parties would say, "Go look in the corner and do your."
Oh, they would shut him down
photo ops.
every step of the way.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing he'd have would be the veto thing, because that's literally all he would have.
Yeah.
And to put Supreme Court justices in, that's the only thing he'd have for him.
So Congress still got to approve that, so they still.
Yeah, Congress.
You're right. Never mind.
But really, that's like the big thing now. That's the last enough. There for the max 8. I feel like that's a point now to think about. We need to do something where they can vote in limits for judges as well. But that's my opinion. It's just like
we got
Pelosi, not to make it all political.
Yeah, moving on. Beer politics.
Yeah. Huh?
Did Shane leave and I didn't even hear
Yeah,
it?
he popped off. He might pop back on. We'll see.
Okay.
Oh no,
let me
he
see.
said
Oh,
had
here
to
you go.
run. Have a fantastic evening.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So yeah, he's out.
Oh shit. Here's the beer
What,
list.
no goodbye,
at the
Shane? Come on.
Oktoberfest.
He's big on the Irish goodbye.
I know, right?
Well, that's all. What's we got there? You don't want to read the list? Oh
Beer
yeah, Paul and
list.
Hefeweizen.
Oh,
Salvatore's. You want to get Salvatore?
Yeah.
That's always a good one. Inger, solid. Weissenpanner, solid.
Oh, the Vice Partner. Oh yeah, I love that one.
Make sure you get that Schwarzbier because
Yeah.
oh God, I love a good Schwarzbier.
So that's their beer list at the
Yeah, that's pretty good.
yeah. Like I said, they'll go through like 160 kegs, and I don't know if they do it Friday and Saturday or if it's just Saturday, but they go through a shit ton of beer in, let's say, 2 days.
Sounds like a great time. Shout out to Aubrey in the house. What is up, my friend? Cheers. Aubrey, one of the friends and members on the channel there. Appreciate you. Hopefully you're having a great Thursday. Ford played football and drafted by the Argos, so it's an excuse, son. he also fell on the steps getting on the plane. So yeah, and Chevy Chase appreciates it. Chevy Chase made a career out of that. That's what lost him on Saturday Night Live with a lot of this stuff. By that curse, we should be looking forward to the president come on. Well, that's probably what you're going to actually be looking at is if Joe can't do it, you're probably voting to have Harris come in. So, which a lot of people aren't sold on her. It's just like, God, it's just, yeah.
Well, she barely made it here.
Yeah. I mean, politics isn't an easy job in itself, but it's just like, you're never going to satisfy everybody, right? So half the country
no.
have that or have
No.
the other way, but it's just like,
Well, if it was a popularity vote,
yeah.
I mean, that would be totally different. We will have different presidents.
Yeah.
but the Electoral College kind of sets it up. Like there's not much you can do.
Yeah. Well, that's what the whole thing is based. That's what the Republic's based on. Is Electoral College. Everybody's kind of like, when people want to say democracy, when it's Electoral College, it's a republic. They're actually doing it, and yeah, that was the concern last thing because like Electoral College can actually overrule popular votes. If the electors wanted to vote, they could actually not take the public opinion. That's what the whole concern was over the last election and the Trump stuff that you're seeing right there. So,
Emerson,
dress for the prayer.
From the entire country of Canada. Is that what you're saying? Like Canada all said this in unison? I'm curious.
They took a vote.
Canada.
It was after a poker game one night. They said, "This is what we're going to go with." Obama Gen X, where 60 raised by single mom. I thought Obama was actually a boomer. I think he's a boomer. I don't think he's a Gen X.
Really?
I think Obama is listed as a boomer.
He probably is, but he don't look like a boomer.
Yeah, he's like I think he's in the kind of the transition.
I think he's too dark.
Let me take a look here.
So serious.
What was the boomer's age? I think he is. You know what? Because I'm 54 and I'm at the edge of Gen X. It's only like 3 or 4 more years. He's a boomer.
Yeah.
Between .net. Some of the popular Gen Xers from various fields are Jeff Bezos,
It's not Obama.
Princess Diana, Demi Moore.
Barack Obama is a Gen Xer.
Obama is very boomer view of culture.
Can't believe everything you read on the internet.
No, he's not.
No, I mean,
you didn't read it. You listened to it on the internet.
I said it, and then I'm like, that don't seem right, but then I was already committed, so. Right.
Obama date of birth 1961, right?
1961. Oh, well, yeah,
Gen
yeah,
X.
I would say he's a boomer. He's at the tail end of.
Yeah, Gen X is 65 to 76. He's a boomer.
Yeah, because I think Gen X went basically like Vietnam was at that point too.
Yeah,
technically, like beginning of the Vietnam, that's basically the Gen X.
Yeah, I think the only one running for president right now that's Gen X is DeSantis, I believe.
Oh, well, like I said, I don't know how true it is, but it says, President Obama himself identifies with Generation Jones. He said, I identify with this generation between baby boomers and Gen X?
Generation Jones, is that after the
I don't know if it's.
Jonestown
it's on the
murders or something? Like, what is Jones from?
I've never heard that. I don't think.
I haven't even heard that either.
Generation Jones.
I mean,
I think he just made that up.
no, the Russians are probably hacking Google.
The Russians.
No, that's TikTok.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
no, it
I
says
mean,
Obama as a member of what the hell's generation?
boomers are 46 to 64. He's a boomer.
Ask
He's a
it what-
boomer.
what
I'm
is-
not. Oh,
He's a boomer. It's 46 to 64. He was born in 61. He's a boomer.
Yeah.
Says, yeah, he's a baby boomer.
Hmm.
He's right on the edge, though.
No, it's 61. He's 64. That's 3 years. He's a boomer.
Jeez.
You can't have him.
According to your
He's not
source-
part of us. He's not with
I
us.
mean, there's
He's
like
not.
12
He's not
sources
one.
here, so.
He's not one of us. He's not one of us.
According
He's not
to
a
your
Gen Xer.
sources.
He's not seen as a Gen Xer. Yeah, right. Where's for Shannon's answer there? I gotta find this thing.
Generation Jones.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the wrong one. Never
I'm
mind.
gonna say, emergency beer broadcasting
That was-
system.
That was more for the censor when Shannon curses, but yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're slipping under sound effects tonight, Rod.
I am. Because I'm trying to keep up on the chat too. I probably would never attend another Oklahoma Oktoberfest. Went to one in Baltimore. That was pretty crazy. But so I should look for the one to go to Baltimore when I'm here, Aubrey. Now that I can check that out. Yeah.
All right.
No, where's Joe at when you need him to read?
So Generation Jones is the social cohort of the latter half of the baby boomer generation to the first year of Generation X. The term Generation Jones was first coined by the American cultural commenter Jonathan Pontel, who identified the cohort as those born from 1954 to 1965 in the U.S., who were children during Watergate, the oil crisis, stagflation, rather than during the 1950s, but slightly before Gen X.
Mm.
Finally.
I
wish
mean, we
I
all
could-
got to try to make ourselves feel special.
I feel like I need to have that little. I need to have that little kid video. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
You can laugh all you
That'd
want,
be-
but I'm still Gen Y. I'm not backing down from that.
That'd be perfect video right there.
I mean, if anybody
yeah.
could coin,
Bullshit.
if anybody could name a new generation, it would be Obama. Like, and I believe it. I'm like, okay. Which I was part of Generation
You
Jones.
didn't name it. Jonathan Pontrell did.
Nice. Right. Whoever this
Right,
Jonathan
right.
Pontrell is.
Tried to.
All right, Shane. Have a good one, my friend. I feel like the conspiracy is true. You don't become president unless you've done enough horrible shit. Yeah, that's the one I need. That's the one I need to put that up here. So QC, yeah. I don't know, they're probably all Manchurian candidates at this point. So somebody's just pulling the strings. Oh, do you remember what happens? Epstein was one of the most untouchable people in politics, was never elected. Yeah, and we never did get the answers out of his book. Like, where's the book at now? He had the book with all the stuff.
Who, Epstein?
No, Maxwell has the book, but Maxwell's still alive, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Well,
why
he's
can't?
probably getting very special treatment in prison for not publishing that book.
But why can nobody get a copy of this book? Can their stuff be confiscated? We can, but the powers that be don't want the names out of the book.
Exactly. So they're
become
paying
public.
off the people.
Well, yeah, I think the Secret Service had that book.
Yeah, they're probably like, "Look who the fuck is in here right now? You got to read this. Come see
Yeah.
this. You got to read this.
yeah.
yeah.
Page 76. Did you see that? They're like, oh, did I?
I didn't even know you could do that move. I'll have to try that later on.
This guy was there.
Yeah.
They said he died 4 years ago. He's been over here on Epstein Island.
You know, maybe it's America's obsession with zombies, and they're just like, oh, well, we might as well have one for president.
Yeah.
Yeah, what we're about to do? We're about to get a zombie president, and then we get Sharknado. We're on our way.
We've tried everything else, Rod.
Sharknado, right there. You got it. Okay, on your channel, first time. Sharknado.
You know, those are the frustrating. The fact that all make mistakes so out, but quite literally, Trump would end elections as we know them. Yeah, I mean, they'd have to go through the whole body of Congress, so I don't think that they'd be able to get that pulled off. But
No.
it's just, yeah.
Thanks,
Definition of boomer is not legit. I was born in 62 and lived 61, and we are definitely not boomers by any stretch. I'm going by what the numbers say, my friend. They said you're part of the class. If you don't want to be part of the class, but they're saying you're in the class. I don't know.
JT's a baby boomer?
Yeah, 62 and 61.
Hey, at least you know how to use the internet.
Right.
I mean, honestly, I mean, that's a big deal.
Kitty.
That's funny.
Hi, Kitty. Oh, hi, Kitty.
He's probably like,
He's going to claw your eyes out. And you're going to be like, why did he claw my eyes out? And I'm like, because you were,
how old is he? 6 months old?
I don't know.
7 months
Who
old? Maybe? I
knows?
don't know.
I've heard Generation Joe's idea about fuck that, we're Gen X. It's still super anyway, every experience is different. It doesn't fit. Well, like they make stuff up. Like they were saying, like all these years, Zodiac was 12, and I think a couple years ago they tried to make, well, Zodiac's actually 13 now. Like, no, there's no 13. You can't build another one into it. It was already done. You already kicked Pluto out of the solar system. Well, Pluto was minding his own business. I grew up my whole life with 9 planets. Now you're telling me there's only 8. Pluto didn't do anything to anybody at all. Pluto was just out there by himself, and you're gonna just kick him out. Like, you're out of here. Yeah, it's not cool.
I was gonna lay out back last night in the hammock and watch the big super blue moon, but then a lot of chaos happened in the neighborhood, and if I laid out back, I might have got I might be dead. So anyway.
Yeah, apparently now Todd and Shannon live in South Central Indiana.
We're bad at it.
I mean, my next order is going to be the IPA, with the
right.
The IPA shirt.
Oh, that's some crazy shit. Right next door too. Like what? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Snoop Dogg wants to open a brewery.
Who does?
Snoop Dogg.
Nice.
Really? He has the wines.
Him and Martha.
But the funny,
it'll be beautiful.
but the funny thing is, from my understanding, Snoop doesn't even drink. But he has like the wine line.
Well, it's all merchandising and marketing.
Yeah, there was one of the female actors that had something, and she doesn't drink either. I can't remember who it is, but it's just like a facade. So yeah.
Well, I'll have Martha Stewart do all the decorating. It'll be beautiful.
Like, oh, look,
yeah.
Give me that water bottle.
Well, the reason he's doing that for the SoFi Stadium because he's not too far from that. So
double D.
Yeah, Milk Stout by Left Hand. That's a good one. Stay tuned. I got a thing from Left Hand. Something special might be coming.
That's perfect. I don't want to hear about your left hand.
You don't want to hear about your left hand.
I was like, even out your muscles on each side of you.
Stay tuned. There might be something going down on the channel with Left Hand.
We don't want to hear it.
Cover your eyes.
Yeah.
After hour show.
Government has all the names for 4 years. Hashtag Epstein runs the world.
Probably does, and he's even dead. And he probably still does.
Yeah. They tried to get Maxwell at one point, I know, but I think she survived it. It's not like we're Russia, because I mean Russia, so we had just got killed last week. The guy that tried to lead the revolution back against Putin. Like, you can't tell me that there was nothing involved there. Just the point. I've never seen a plane drop straight down the way it did. Like, but I'm like, what about the other guys on the plane? They weren't part of the deal. They weren't part of it. They were just taking a plane ride with him. But Putin's like, you all go, everybody.
You drew the short straw. It's your all's turn.
On the 60th day of the coup, and then we all, like they said, Putin likes to have like anniversary type things, and it's just like, you know what? If you're a Russian, you try to go against Putin, there's no reason you should ever come back to Russia, because he's going to come after you at some point.
Yeah,
but you have the whole other world, pretty much. I mean, 50 to 75% of the rest of the world supporting you. So, I mean, don't be stupid. Don't do it by yourself. No, he locked up the one guy who's been in prison. They just added like another 30 years. He's pretty much got a life sentence. The other people have been poisoned. I mean, it's just like, don't even go back to that part of the world. Just like defect. I mean,
I'm sure the guy did it because he's from that area. I'm like Goodfellas, send us to a little spot in Arizona, give us a new name, new identity, tell you whatever you need to know
Yes.
with his protection because you can't go
Hey.
back.
Rod, you're an only child, aren't you, Rod?
I am.
And you're an only child, Mal.
No.
Are you okay, Shark? Are you an only child?
Maybe. No, my sisters are 12 and 14 years older than me.
Did
so.
you ever, well, I mean, did you ever live in the same house as your sisters?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you all ever play draw the straw, like what you just said? Like when
No.
you're fighting over the front seat or with your siblings and then your mom is like, whoever draws the shortest straw.
No, my older sister just won. That's how it was.
Yeah.
Older ones usually dominate, right? Yeah.
No, I was.
No, I was the baby, so I won.
Well, you had two sisters though too.
Oh yeah, we have two sisters trying to kill me.
Well.
Yeah.
I was the baby as well, but I was super chill as far as that goes. Like I wasn't in competition with her because she was much older, and that was just silly. So I just looked up to her, so she won everything.
You didn't even try to fight her.
No, I loved her.
How much older?
10 years? 10 years older?
Yeah, she's probably like your mother.
Clinton wins the award to get away with everything.
I wouldn't go that far.
And her husband.
Wait. Which one?
I was at the two. I was at
Aubrey said Clinton won the award of getting away with everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because like with Bill, I'm sorry, if any job you have, if you have sex in your office at work, you're fired. Like if you get caught,
that's why you.
you get fired.
Just imagine the Secret Service having that secret. You got like.
I know, right?
Yeah, they had to see some of that.
I mean, unless you're working at Hustler, Penthouse, or Playboy, yeah, you're probably out of a job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
1966, Gen X-Men. There you go, right? Yeah, Didi's Gen X.
Really?
Yeah. Cheers to awesome panel. Well, thank you, Thrash. Cheers, my friend. Happy Thursday to you.
Thrash.
I was joking. I stole that from a bumper sticker. I remember reading in the mid-90s. Oh, it's funny. Pluto's not a planet. I had hair up until my late 40s. It's been reclassified as a George Jefferson effect. Just kept it shaped.
You figured it out, though.
That's what I'm gonna call it too. George.
I mean, they just kicked Pluto out. They just kicked like Pluto to the side. Like, yeah, you're not like the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if Thrash is warning us or saying hi.
Okay.
You saying hi to Shark there? Doesn't Pluto have a moon?
Which one is not like the other one?
Probably.
No moon.
I think so. I think they do. I think it does.
No, Pluto doesn't have a moon.
I thought no. Yeah, I don't remember.
It's like which
So
one?
long since I've
Not
had
like the other.
science.
Well, since that's the last question.
Yes, Pluto has 5 known moons.
Really?
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
Oh.
Charon, Nyx, Hydra, Kerberos, and Styx. Somebody like Styx, I
They
guess.
said
They
you had
named
two
it that.
moons.
Yeah.
Let's go now.
Okay. I don't know how many moons I do now, but I didn't know how many moons Pluto had. But I've gotten into like the James Webb Telescope, and there is look up the Pillars of Creation. It's my favorite image from the James Webb Telescope. Pillars of Creation.
Is it the Generation James? No, that was Jones. Never mind.
Generation? Fucking cat. I'm gonna go get. I am because I'm gonna look one more beer. But he's under the table.
Grab me something while you're
I
doing
said
it.
Todd.
Okay. Thrash.
Russia has China and all BRICS nations who are playing fire more than ever in history. People who don't understand it. As Gen X, we understand nuclear bombs are a bad. Oh yeah, we definitely understand they're a bad thing for sure. Yeah, I mean, you got BRICS there with China. So, and that's the thing. Like people will get upset, like with China working with Russia. I'm like, well, that's part of their thing. That's part of their economy. It's kind of like you can't tell us to not do stuff with Canada. I mean, that's one of our trading partners, right? So that's one of trading partners between Russia and stuff they're doing with China and everything. Yeah. Whoop. And we were too poor to play draw straws. That's so you get the little matchsticks. Too poor. Yeah. Oval Office had cameras. Yeah. I don't know. Do they still have? I know Nixon had got rid of some stuff when he was in there, but he probably put them back.
Oh, I'm sure they have at least one.
Yeah. I'm sure the camera guys are like, you got to come see this. You got to come see
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ew.
Okay, where's that? Their YouTube at? Because we got to post this on YouTube.
The same guys that are reading the Epstein book are watching the cameras from back when Monica was doing it there. What is she doing with that cigar? What?
Yeah, where's she going? Like, what?
Never mind.
Hey, Vanessa's back in the house. Yes, Shannon is here. She disappeared to get a beer, I believe.
She went to go grab beer. She'll be right back.
The moon is Sharon equals Pluto. Well, there's 5 moons they actually have. Pluto has 5 moons, recognized as having 5. Sister planet. What's up, Thrash? What's the criteria for being classified a planet? I just actually had that pulled up, and I got to go back and look at it.
Well, your mama's so fat. Oh wait, no, that's
Oh.
Not having it. 5 moons, 1 2
Your
moons.
mama's so fat, the 9th planet's back. Okay, sure. Why not?
It says Pluto is not a planet because it does not meet the criteria set by the International Astronomical Union to define a full-size planet. A planet must orbit the sun, be mostly round, and clear its neighborhood of other objects. What is the police?
What?
Pluto orbits the sun and is round, but it has not cleared its neighboring region of other objects. Maybe it's a friendly planet. Maybe it wants to keep other stuff around. So that's why it's classified. It's classified as a dwarf planet. But if it's a dwarf planet, wouldn't it still be a planet?
It's still a planet. Yeah.
Right. And you got 5 moons.
Just...
So now we're separating them because it's what do we say?
That's not politically correct, is it? You can't call it a dwarf.
I don't want to call it.
Yeah, it's a little planet.
Little planet. We're discriminating against little planets now.
It's a little person.
Planet.
Yeah. It's a little planet.
It's planet challenged, and you're discriminating against it.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, if it's a little planet, maybe it doesn't have the strength to remove all the other neighborhood stuff. You can't discriminate against it.
Well, there's nothing out there anyway, so to move. So what the heck?
As far as we know, there's not.
I feel like
true.
I feel like this IAU, International Astronomical Union, is kind of like the Brewers Association and beer. They're just making shit up as they go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or maybe it's like the Sam Adams of, like, okay, you're still.
Yeah.
No, that'd be like them defining what is craft beer.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, Sam Adams. We'll keep you in. Well, we're over the barrel limit. Don't worry about that. We'll adjust that on the barrel limit. You're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
No, that's why you have small, medium, and large size breweries, kind of like for the GABF kind of. Like,
Well, it's not fair for us. It's not fair for us. We're a small one. Okay, we'll call you Nano.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, it's crazy. WebScope viewed the pillars of creation. Look at the bubble view alongside the WebScope. There's some great views when you look at that.
Yeah.
Almost like looking back through time on some stuff.
Well, they go. Yeah.
Cheers, Thrash. Right. Cheer. Poor Pluto. He's been around. Pluto was just hanging out, mind his business.
Yeah, he's like, what I do? What I do?
We need you to clean up the neighborhood if you want to stay. They're not bothering me. They're over there doing their thing. I'm doing my thing over here. It's like the dude. It's like, I'm just the dude, man. Just the dude.
Pick on me. What are you picking on me for? What I do?
No, man.
They're like, how do you get fired on your day off?
Yeah, right. Pluto went around the sun and came back and it was fired. Like,
so I just doing my job. What do you?
They said they had me on video about I cleaning my neighborhood. Last Friday's about to come out soon. Check that out. I believe still. It means. I mean, if you're going to just say now it's a dwarf planet, it's still a planet. So just give it its classification back. You know, nobody messing with Mercury. Mercury's not huge, but Mercury gets to stay in the party.
Yeah. Oh, it sure didn't clear out anything because the sun did that.
Right. It's like Mercury is an elf planet.
Yeah.
So we'll take the elves, but we're not taking the dwarves. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's politically correct, I guess. To say that.
This is so Lord of the Rings inappropriate. I bet one of them was a hobbit, but the hobbit can stay. The hobbit can stay. When I was in first grade, Pluto was the most liked planet. Well, when I was in first grade, everybody liked to make jokes about Uranus. That's the most popular planet.
Uranus. He said Uranus.
So still called it Uranus. That'll be the one planet. How do you pronounce that?
Yeah. What's
Uranus.
that behind Jupiter? Uranus.
And we just laughed and laughed.
We laughed all the way to the principal's office.
Yeah. Pick out your paddle, son. Wait a minute.
I like how NASA classifies intelligent life. So what are they discarded planets with unintelligent life?
It's called Earth.
I can never be president with all the cameras. I'd be picking my nose farting after having to stop scratching my jewels. We definitely be impeached. Oh, like what is he doing there? Oh, nothing. He's just scratching his nose and grabbing his balls. But let's see what we got there.
Yeah, Mal.
Ala Salute. It is from Pipeworks, who are known for their Ninja versus Unicorn. They do a lot of hazies. This is an Italian-style Pilsner, 5%. And I tend to think it's one of the best Pilsners in the Chicagoland area at the moment. It's absolutely beautiful. Super well done, crisp, clean. It smells biscuity and just beautiful. Yep. Definitely one of the best Pilsners in the Chicagoland area at the moment, which is funny because Pipeworks is not known for things other than their hazies, and this one rocks. They did a really nice job.
Shout out to Big Daddy Mojo. If you can get that Ninja versus Unicorn, that shit was really tasty.
It is really good. That is darn good.
It was good.
Yeah.
I mean, Pipeworks rocks all around. Like, their stuff is amazing. So.
Hell Earth is discarded. Somebody is past the two beer. So here's the thing. So last week, I didn't do beer news yet tonight, did I? No. Last week, we talked about the rule and about the thing about the two beers, right?
Right.
So you knew somebody's going to get involved in it at some point, right? So Ted Cruz basically is on like Newsmax or whatever, and he's like, "You think I'm just going to drink 2 beers a week and kiss my boop, 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 whatever?" And it's just like, dude, like, I don't think you're ever going to get that done. Like, don't go out there trying to grandstand or something like that, because that's going to be such a thing that we're not going to even deal with, right? So it's just like, you knew somebody would fall for the bait and just jump all over it and everything. And there's Ted, Mr. When it goes bad, I go to Mexico to get away from it all. Reacting to it. But it's like, yeah, like the whole Canada thing, we should have asked Shane when he was here about that. Their health recommendation is to do 2 beers a week. It's like, you know what? If I'm done doing 2 beers a week, why am I even trying to live anymore?
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
You got to be able to enjoy life.
You know, I'm sticking with 2 beers an hour. I don't care what anyone says. 2 beers an hour is where I'm going to stay.
Yeah. Like you drink 2 beers a week, but you can have a glass a night, a wine a night.
Right.
Yeah, but how big is the glass, though?
Well, yeah. you get. I know some friends that have glasses the biggest size of a bottle.
Yeah.
They dump a whole bottle in their glass. That's one glass.
Who cares if it holds 3 bottles? It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually shared. I actually got one of the things I bought at Walgreens one year because it was there, and I was like, "Well, that's pretty funny." It was like the largest beer glass or whatever. And it's like this beer glass is like this big or whatever. And it's just like, oh, so they got 1 glass of beer, so here we go.
Right.
Well, you got if you guys have Yard House, I mean.
Yeah.
Yard
House. Good food and good beers at Yard House.
I'm aware of, but I haven't been.
It's a good little spot to check out. I mean.
Yeah, not too bad.
depending where you're at in the country, usually the ones I've been to get pretty good regional beers in. I've been to ones in
Yeah.
Florida and ones in Cincinnati, so they get a lot of good local stuff there, but also overseas. And usually it's about 120 to 150 taps they'll
I was
run.
gonna say the one in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
a ton of taps.
One of my employees came from one that was in Texas, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So heard of.
Yeah, I would definitely say check it out for the experience there.
Mhm.
Pluto is the cool cousin hanging out at the party when he was 15, right? The cool cousin just hanging out. Snuck into the party early.
Oh, by the way, I have a question. Is the flat Earth a planet?
The flat Earth a planet.
No, it's not round. It's supposed to be round.
I think for some it's a state of mind. Yeah.
I'm just asking for
Asking for a friend,
for
right?
those.
Vote me president. The Red Queen rule goes into effect. I had no problem with Vanessa Kitty being president. I'd be like, I know she runs stuff well. I hope Last Friday rocks. I found the Friday movies late and lovely. Yeah, they're pretty good. And the last one they're going to have, obviously, I don't know what we're going to do with John Witherspoon's character since he had actually died, but Chris Tucker's back in it, and Mike Epps, and pretty much everybody else. So it should be pretty good. NASA claims they're only interested in planets with intelligent life. Really? Yeah. Only intelligent life are like, it's like NASA sends stuff out and intelligent planets are like, cut all lights off. We're not here.
Exactly.
We're not here.
Yeah, we're not here.
But
It's like the ones who didn't buy candy on Halloween. It's like, shh, be really quiet or they're going
It's
to
like
know
intelligent life. They pass Earth and just like lock your doors, you know. Yeah.
No, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be afraid if they come. I don't think I'm going to be afraid. I mean,
I wouldn't be afraid of them. I'd be afraid of everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
I think Close Encounters of the Third Kind did the right thing. Richard Dreyfuss was like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm going with these guys.
Yeah.
In that movie, but
I mean, if they don't send the armada of ships, like if they just send one, like okay, but if they send the whole blooming armada, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty unsatisfied with Earth, so I'm like, what's the chances? They might take me someplace better. They might take me someplace.
Oh God, what was that? The physicist Brian Cox, he mentioned about. He was talking about. I mean, it's like over like a million. I mean, where the
galaxy,
equation.
the star.
Well, like a million years. I mean, there might be civilizations a million years older, and like I mean, blah 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 kind of thing. It's just like if that was the case, you think they would have came by now, whether they visited us or not. You think we would have seen something?
They probably did. They probably destroyed us, and then we kept reproducing like cockroaches.
Yeah.
We're their Sim City, basically.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I'm really into these.
We're in the Matrix right now.
Yeah.
You know, Shannon,
come on, computer, fill this up, fill this beer up. Come on, computer.
Shannon, they might take you somewhere else, but all the anal probes you want.
Yeah, well, I mean, anyway.
She didn't seem upset. I'm worried.
Anal probes?
I mean, it might be.
She's a nurse. She's a nurse, so.
No, but you said the glitch in the Matrix, and I haven't even told. I was in Michigan recently, and I was sitting on the beach, and I was watching. They had like they have a surfboard, and then they have a big kite above them, and they flip around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we watched. There was 3 of them out there. Promise you, I feel like we stayed on that beach for 4 hours, and might have been 2.5. But we were there for a long time, and they were out there doing the whole thing. Well, finally, they start coming in, and one of them comes in, and I'm like, that dude has a hat on. And I'm like, there's no way in hell that guy could be out there for all that time. And his hat is still on him when he comes back. I'm like, this is not real. This is the Matrix.
But it could have been a fitted hat.
I mean, it was pretty windy out there. I mean, I feel like it was.
You know what that reminded me of? That was the lady on the plane. She goes, that hat is not real.
No, I am.
That video, like, they're not real. I don't care what you tell me. That person is not real.
I mean, could you imagine though? Okay, Rod, you wear hats. So
That guy is not real.
So let's just say you were on like a helicopter or an airplane and you were on the wing. Would you feel confident that that hat wouldn't fly off no matter how fitted it was?
I could be on the wing though, because I'd be like worried about everything else.
You're just avoiding the answer because you're going
I'll be more worried about what am I holding on to.
I'm like, how am I on what is this, Spirit Airlines? How am I on the wing?
There's just no way.
And where am I out? What did I do? You're like Pluto. Why am
Speaking
I
of Spirit Airlines, I don't know if you saw the video about them. So they had like a
You're
plane
avoiding the
that was
question.
supposed to leave the airport, and they were on the tarmac for 7 hours.
Oh, I remember you talked about this before.
The
yeah.
reason on the tarmac, they had no pilot.
Yeah.
How's that happen?
Well, then why
And
they even put him on
they
the
wouldn't-
plane?
They wouldn't on the plane either. I'm like, you have no pilot, and I
Oh,
can't
they're
get off the
standing
plane.
Oh, you know what I would have done? Emergency
Yeah.
door.
Yeah,
And I got a slide.
They weren't in an airplane.
it's
I mean,
just like
They're in the airplane.
You know, they should have just let him play with the slide until the pilot showed up. They would have had fun. It would have been good.
And I bet he never even showed up.
well, at least not for
Oh
7
no!
hours.
Oh, no! I would call Domino's or Grubhub. Hey, can you make a delivery? I'm on tarmac.
I'm on ramps. I'm on
Hit him
ramps.
like, dude, we can't get through security. We can't get through. You gotta come to TSA.
Oh, but no! But, I mean, it was hilarious if they got through. Like, whoop.
Yeah.
No, what's the new Domino's commercials where they're like dive bombing in from planes and stuff?
Oh
It's
yeah, they're
perfect.
working
They
with
do the
drones now.
pinpoint
Yeah.
drops now. Not even
yeah.
a place.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a building anymore.
Commercial in probably about 25 years.
Probably.
Mercury's hot, dude. Who doesn't like a hot second concert?
Okay, I almost spit out my beer double D.
Well, would
Man.
Venus be the second cousin and Mercury be the
Oh,
first
yeah.
cousin then? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all in the family. Oh,
I
Vice
haven't
and Fonder
stuff in her
Vesper.
nose.
Nice.
You know,
We should demand Pluto placed on all milk cartons as MIA. I like that.
That's a good.
Have
That's a
you
good.
seen this
No.
planet?
That's a good.
I don't even
Yeah.
know if
Have
it's
you
a-
seen
Yeah.
this?
And we should have Pluto from Disney in the background,
A
like
dog?
looking
Oh,
for
yeah.
looking for Pluto.
But none of them
Nice.
kids would know what the hell it was.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
True. But
That's-
Pluto, though, the cartoon.
Yeah.
as Joe would say, that's on them.
Yes, that's them problem, not an
Exactly.
me problem.
Exactly.
Limiting booze intact. Wasn't there a certain amendment that ratified that has something to say about that?
Maybe there might have been.
Is that back to prohibition stuff?
Yeah.
Trash. I had my last beer before no alcohol. Oh, no alcohol September, really?
It's Oktoberfest time. That's like the worst time to do that. Like, let's
Well, they do that.
January
It's either
before.
September, is it September or October? October, one of the.
September's Oktoberfest, yeah.
I feel
Well,
like
no, but I know the no beer. It's either
Dry January.
They
A
did
lot of
September or
people do
October.
dry January, or
Like
some
already
do a
have one
February.
break.
Oh well, yeah, I get that, but
enough.
which I
One
kind
break is-
of I'd say no, just cut back.
I just
two a day,
moderate
one a
during-
day.
I moderate during the week, so I don't have to take a whole month.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
I wouldn't
I
be
have-
drinking
I have
tonight,
a
except for it's all
tendency to
his
do-
fault.
I have a
Wow.
tendency to do it dry in 5 minutes.
You see, I'm in red, so I'm the devil up here, apparently. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with dry 5 minutes.
yeah.
And then the next 5 minutes I can drink.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I do the moderate. I'm still losing weight because I still work out every day for the most part.
I'm like,
at least get,
who
at
the
least
hell?
get
yeah.
some at least
Yeah,
get like 30,
work out.
30 minutes of cardio. I get that
Work out.
cardio in.
No, cardio is not good.
12-ounce curls.
Cardio is good for you.
It is, but
It's
it's
good for the heart.
it
Yeah.
is good for the heart. But the weightlifting, you burn more calories after you build the muscle.
Oh yeah, we do the weightlifting to burn more later on too. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to find a way to speed up your metabolism.
Thresh was obviously talking to me, guys. No worries. It's all good.
Yeah, that's what
Right,
I'm like. Who was
Vanessa?
that directed to, Rod?
That was trash. What?
That was directed at me and at
Go
the
back.
planet Pluto.
Some
The
weight.
planet Pluto needs to lose some weight as well. Just saying.
No, Pluto can't lose more weight. It's already a dwarf.
There's 5 of us.
It doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
can't be a planet anyway, so it might as well lose some weight. It is awful
We're
round.
gonna
I don't
get
know if
on
you
that.
noticed.
Somebody should make like the old schoolhouse rock, like just a bill and like just a plan and have Pluto being featured. just Pluto trying to get the planet status back. Oh, we call the
I
flat
love the
Earth a
dark.
fly swatter, right?
Fly swatter, yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson had a pretty good thing on
love
video
him
about
so
the
much.
flat Earth type thing.
Oh, I love him so much.
Friday movies are funny. I do enjoy those. If Earth was
Neil
flat, there would be nothing on it. Damn cats. Right. That concept when ice while losing the Arctic for 5 years. And probes. Yeah, anal probes.
You can't even say it right.
What happens if there are 1,000 brilliant civilizations, but Earth's messages come across like tap dancing while farting? Hard pass, right? Yeah, it's probably like if we put these sound things out there, they always say, oh, they'll hit this, be out there for however many light years. And it's just like when they hear it, they're probably like, what the hell are they even talking about?
Why? Why was it tap dancing while farting? Why? Why was that?
This is Emerson. I can only figure out so much with Emerson's mind. So, he's creative that way.
This is going out into space too. So once they didn't see this conversation, so there we go.
I'm just
It
thinking,
should have been tap dancing while farting and drinking a Zima. That would have been perfect.
I'll tell you, all I was picturing.
No, it's Bartlett and James. Bartlett and James.
They only do anal pros. They think they're just full of shit, right? Well, yeah. With batteries. Yeah. I have a chin strap for my wife. Brim hats.
Wide brim hats.
Wide. If you had a choice to stay afloat in the ocean, what would be the first state you hope to break off and float away?
Everybody's gonna say California.
I mean,
wait a minute.
My
So
choice is always to stay afloat in the ocean. I don't want to sink.
Oh, but I mean, we're afloat. If you had a chance to stay afloat in the ocean,
Hawaii.
Oh, I get what he's saying. So if you had a state, you were in that state, and you had a chance to break it off and float away in the ocean, what state would you choose?
Florida.
Hawaii.
Because the work's already done for you.
Go for the low hanging fruit there, huh, Shark?
Go to Guam or the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Florida or Texas.
Texas ain't gonna float. There's too many guns.
You're missing it though. You're missing what he's saying. He said if you had a chance to stay on that area, float off.
Stay on it.
So it would be your state, and you would float away from the country. What would you choose?
Michigan. If I could take the lake with me.
I think the lake would get messed up by the ocean.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not getting that deep into it.
Oh,
I almost want to say
very deep. It's
we need a couple more beers to have that. No.
I would almost say Florida. I would almost say Florida, but I only want the Miami part. I only want the Miami part. Everything else would stay. So. Yeah.
God, that's
I want Iowa so that the U.S. looks like a donut.
Louisiana, but I only want the New Orleans part. I gotta take.
Well, that's already broken off.
Yeah.
There's so much water down south. Yeah.
I'm just thinking you all have never sat on a beach in Michigan.
Mel has.
I've been to Michigan.
But have you sat
Michigan's
on a
nice.
beach in Michigan?
Yes, I have. But I still want Iowa because I want us to look like a donut.
I've been to Iowa, and that could break off, and it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all.
Let it go.
Because there ain't nothing in Iowa but corn.
All I know is where I'm at. I want to make sure there's a couple breweries. At least I can look at the beer.
You're right, exactly.
Iowa has breweries, and I'll have plenty of corn. There's food.
And DoorDash, so they can bring you a pizza from time to time.
It depends on what the percentage of the population picks your state.
No.
If we all asked the whole world or the whole United States this question, would you want to live in a state where a bunch of people picked, or would you want to live in a state not that many people picked?
Oh, that's cool.
How big is the state?
Now, what state are we talking about?
You pick and what state?
Well, it's what kind of demographic do you want to live with?
You want to live with a bunch of people?
I'm choosing the UK.
Is it a state or a country?
Well, I'm changing it to country because I want to listen to that accent all the time.
Well,
You can't do that. That's not fair.
Play the game
I
fair
just
now.
want to listen to them talk. I'm good.
Well, they go okay. Yeah.
They got beer.
Well,
they
you
got,
do UK. The Shannon's gonna do UK. See your Craig all the time.
Yeah.
oh, Jesus Christ.
and beer and scotch. Like I'm
wonder
happy.
if
I want
when-
the UK.
Scotch. I like Scotch.
I wonder if
Scotch.
when Americans go to England,
It
if
depends
they,
on how you say it. You gotta say it the right way.
oh my God, this cat.
I would like to see pizza delivered by Trebuchet. Thank you, Vanessa. I like that.
Yeah, well, there's a lack of the pilots because. So here's the thing: like with airlines, you have pilots that the average age, I think now, last I saw, is like around 60 or something like that, and they have forced retirement at a certain age. You don't have enough younger pilots actually training in the field now. So we are going to run into a lack of having pilots to fly at some point because the training just takes a number of years before they can get up to speed to fly these planes.
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of interesting. Travel's going to definitely get at some point into like a chokehold, and people are going to probably lose their shit because they can't get enough flights to where they want to go.
Yeah. No, it takes a while because I knew somebody that went into the Air Force to go be a commercial pilot. I mean, it took him probably 10 years to get to that point. I mean, because you go to the Air Force to go to the reserves, then you didn't find somebody to hire you. Well, you think now they'd be like hiring you left and right. But.
Yeah, you think JetBlue and Spirit are at risk now. Wait a few years.
Yeah.
Where are we going to today?
No.
We may get to Rhode Island. We may get there. We'll see what happens.
No, Rod. Like your example earlier. It's like everybody's sitting there going, somebody's going to go by. Anybody a pilot? Okay. Here you go.
It's like snakes. It's like snakes on a plane. And they're like, well, the pilot's like been dead. Like anybody can land a plane here. And like Keenan's on there, and he's like, well, I can land a plane. I think he's like, I can do it on a video game. And it's like, well, you're our best bet. So, does anybody here play Airline Simulator? We need a pilot up front. Yeah.
Honestly, if they do have a loudspeaker that they're looking for a pilot, I'm worried.
Yeah.
Hey,
well,
goodness, we're dead.
Yeah.
But was it Honda developing a plane that basically without a pilot? I think Honda was.
Maybe. I mean, they're doing taxis now. They're actually out where you're at in California, they're doing driverless taxis now. They're test running.
Yeah.
Nobody, like, they have a person that's an attendant on it, but they're trying them without.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you got to go simple routes.
Yeah, they had a few accidents, but it's working.
Well, you got some of the cars now. You get on an open highway that's going straight. You can put autopilot.
Yeah,
and kind of, long as the GPS is working.
As long as it's like we're all in Tyco cars now.
Yeah,
kids are like, what's a Tyco car? You missed it.
I'm wondering what a Tyco.
You missed missed the
now,
Tyco racetracks back in the day.
Okay, here's a question. Okay, here's a question. Now, would you board a plane with the pilot sitting at home and flying you?
No.
Yeah, I feel like that would be safer, honestly.
Well, because you got the Air Force with the UAVs. They're flying the planes.
He's going to be calm no matter what. I would trust a surgeon using a machine to do the surgery.
Feel like
I
feel like the pilot isn't committed. I'm like, if something happened, the pilot's like, well, shit, I thought I had it under control. Like, you're not, but if the pilot's on the plane, he's fighting a little bit more for you because he's on that plane with you.
He's fighting for himself.
But if the plane's going down and he starts to panic and he can't think rationally, he's going to F up. If he's at home, he's going to stay calm no matter what because he knows how important it is that he does it
But if nobody else
I don't know.
He's not going to panic the same way.
He might be
as drunk as you know what and passed out.
Because I mean, even in that movie, Denzel was drunk and he can at least turn the plane upside down. So
I'm with you, Rod.
the other thing too is in the plane you'll have at least a co-pilot, so you'll have two pilots.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I like when I get on a plane. I don't know how you guys feel, but I like when I get on a plane and you get the pilot and the co-pilot there, right? And then when you sit over there, like you look over, you get a couple extra pilots on there as well that are kind of catching the flight because I'm like, oh, we got backup. I'm feeling much better about the flight right now. If something goes bad.
It must be in first class because I've never seen those other two people.
No,
I was like, I got these guys right here in case something goes bad. We got backup, so I'm good. We're good.
I never knew you were such an optimist.
What do you mean?
I mean, that's very optimistic. I feel like
I don't know if it's optimistic or if it's pessimistic, like thinking in case something were to
It's
happen.
pessimistic.
We
If
got
something goes
backup.
wrong, I got a backup.
Yeah.
The pessimist would be like, half of this plane has that uniform on, and I still don't feel safe.
Well, if half of them had a uniform on, I feel pretty good. I feel like we got enough pilots here. We should be able to figure some shit out. Yeah.
Very optimistic.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if I'm up there and it's like a priest and a nun, I'm a little worried. I'm like, I don't know if I feel good about this flight. Like,
Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary.
You know,
Please,
that's
yeah.
supposed to be watched over, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I tend to agree with Rod's opinion.
like,
I agree. I'd rather your mom be on the same flight that I'm gonna die on. He's gonna die too. So
The priest and the nun.
yeah.
She meant the pilot.
Yeah, because it's like, oh my God. Like, if I had too many of them, it's like, oh God, I hope we make it. Like,
No, I've been going stewardess. Just bring that cart out.
Yeah, but when I see a couple extra pilots on the plane, I always feel like it's a little bit better because it's like, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rod,
But whenever you fly, whenever you fly, you always got to watch the flight attendants. Because the flight attendants will tell you how good the flight's going and if they'll start freaking out or not. So if they're comfortable, I'm usually comfortable. But like I had a friend when they went to land in Cincinnati one year, the flaps on the plane weren't working.
Oh.
So they were circling a couple times to check the speeds, and he realized they were doing this. Like, what's going on? And the flight attendant got on there, and she was like, "We got a little mechanical error right now, and so we're trying to get the flaps." So the other flight attendant had to jump in because this one could not hold it together, and it was just like, get her off.
Yeah, you don't need a mob. Yeah.
Step out this door here.
I bet she's not a flight attendant anymore.
Yeah, but it's like, they landed. All the fire engines were they saw them like they'd land, and the fire engines started running out to make sure they landed safely and all kind of that would freak me out. Yeah,
that'd be scary.
I gotta be going someplace. I want to be pretty badly to get on an airplane. I do not like airplanes at all.
Airplanes don't bother me. You know, the thing about the airplane is when it's the takeoff and the landing. I feel like when it take off, when it shift gears, sometimes you feel like a little bit of a drop in there. Like that'll catch you off guard. Sometimes once you're up there, you're good for the most part. And then when you land, they kind of do that.
Yeah, the takeoff doesn't bother
me.
But the landing, yes. For me, the landing's like, no, because it's like, then you're just scooting across the ground. It's like, oh, Jesus.
But the takeoff is a little uncomfortable.
I mean, I'm just saying, for me, the landing is way more.
The landing, yeah, because you.
Yeah. Well, some of them come in too hot. It's just like you just know when they do a plan, like
you're
boom, and you're like, and they're hitting the brakes, and you're like, you're just flying, you're almost pushed out of your seat.
If you already got us off the ground, then that was half the battle. So
but as we come in for the landing, I'll look and I'll be like, okay, I see the trees. We're kind of right there on the tree level. We're kind of on the building level. I feel like if something goes wrong, we can survive. We can make it out of this. We can walk away from this. Like, I look out the window and I see that. Like I see, we're close enough that if something goes bad, we should be able to get out of it. So that's to feel a little bit better.
Now,
you flying to San Francisco when you're flying over the water, you're going like, oh, okay, where's the land? Where's the land? Where's the land? Oh, okay.
That's what I was gonna say too. It's like LaGuardia was the worst place I ever landed. Like. All you see is like the river, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, there it is. And then it's like, I didn't think that was bad at all. I feel like LaGuardia was like, oh god, that's like a hellhole of an airport.
Yeah, the moon was like the super moon the last couple of nights or whatever. So it's actually a cool thing. I actually saw about that earlier today. So it does it like twice this month.
It's the second full moon in all. Yes,
and because it does it twice in a month,
once in a blue moon,
it's called a blue moon, and that's where the saying comes from.
That's so funny, Rod, because I just had this realization like 2 days ago.
Once in a blue moon.
My dad he used to say once in a blue moon, and I was like, yeah, that means a long time ago. But then I was reading,
what that actually was.
Holy shit!
There you go.
That's where it comes from.
That's where it comes from. Every month is National Rock Beer Month, so I'm with you, JT. Anytime. Yeah, and they actually got Oktoberfest one. If you haven't gotten the X and Curla Oktoberfest beer, I would definitely recommend checking that out.
I think I had that. Yeah.
September is to buy as many ingredients for the bake season as possible. Duck eggnog incoming tomorrow. Vanessa loves the duck eggs. I bet she makes a hell of an eggnog.
I bet she does.
Yeah.
See, I love eggnog for like a day, like during the season, like in the beginning, like
well,
maybe
you're not drinking it in April.
Yeah, but it's so good. I'm like, but I want to gorge myself on it, and then it's just too much.
No, you're fine, Shannon. It was Dee Dee's comment I put up there. Though.
No, that's what I'm trying to read it.
Yeah. He says dry September. The only thing to be celebrated in dry is your underwear. After having a stout over 55 when you cough or swing a golf cup.
I love it when people do.
Oh, Dee Dee, you killed me.
It was great. When I got the chance to meet Dee Dee, we had a blast getting together and stuff. So that was awesome.
I saw your pictures on Instagram.
Yeah. And his wife and daughter were great sports about it. Everything. They actually went and walked around and got some other stuff when they were up here, but we had a blast. Dee Dee ain't so bad. They just found a med that works for 25 plus years of permanent diarrhea. There you go. Jesus. You never know which way this show's going to head sometimes.
I think you're right.
Or where it may end up.
You're right.
Yeah. The med is dang costly though. Yeah. Medicine. Yeah, costly. Yeah. East New York, Brooklyn. Oh, it has. Plum Island. What was that Plum Island until they moved it to Kansas? If North America was drowning and you were forced to relocate to Canada, what would you do? I've been to Toronto. I like Canada. Canada. I mean,
I've been to Western Canada.
I get some jeans and some flannel and be like, "Hey, I'm your new neighbor."
Yeah. You can go Canada, eh?
Start axing down some trees, you know.
Yeah.
Used to Columbia class subs being built here at Auburn. You do know that jets that are computer controlled. The pilots only input stuff for the jet. Well, a lot of it is controlled by computer and stuff, but there's times when you have to step in and do stuff too. So
yeah, I mean,
it's that comfortability factor of having them on board. And I said, where would you go in your plane? What's crazy thing that happened on a plane you have been on? Craziest thing that happened on a plane that I've been on. Well, I never had anybody try to open the door like you see on some of these news stories. I tell you, take the shit out of them. I don't know the crazy thing, but the funniest thing was we actually flew when I was in college. We went from Morgantown. We were going to Chicago. It was one of the people's birthdays in our group or whatever. So I asked the flight attendants to sing like wish her happy birthday over the microphone or whatever. And they're like, well, we won't do it, but you can do it. So they let me go ahead and get the mic. So I had the mic for the plane, you know, when they make the announcements of. And so I was actually doing a happy birthday over there, which was kind of cool because you never get to see a passenger get a chance to actually do that. Yeah. So that was kind of a little cool thing there. And she was, of course, like most people, they get all embarrassed and start ducking down in their seat or whatever. Everybody's like wishing her happy birthday and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of a cool thing to let me jump up there on the mic and stuff. Anybody got a crazy plane story?
I know.
Not necessarily, but when I was 7 years old, my mother had moved to Phoenix, and I had my first plane flight alone to visit her. And at that time, my dad could still walk me to the gate. So he walked me to the gate, and they said, will you be traveling alone? And, you know, like, is anyone going to be able to meet you there? And my dad looked at the lady and said, nope, going to put a 20 to the back of her jacket and let her go. And the stewardess, not the flight attendant, just stared at him like, what did he just say? But my dad had a weird sense of humor, and I thought it was funny, but she didn't find it as amusing, and they like double checked everything before they let me on the plane that my mom was going to pick me up. Super fun. And then when she and I were going to Scotland on our honeymoon, we hadn't announced anything to the flight people that it was our honeymoon, but I don't know. I don't know if I hadn't. Maybe Chu had. I don't know. But either way, they knew it was our honeymoon. Before the flight took off, the pilot came out of the cockpit, came all the way to our seats, and he gave us each a little bottle of Prosecco and like congratulated us, and it was very sweet. And like they announced it to the plane and everything. It was so sweet. Like So
That's pretty
he
cool.
must have said
That is cool.
something because I know I didn't. So,
Yeah, he had to have said something.
but it was kind of cute. I liked it.
Yeah,
Probably that mustache.
Yeah, it must
really
have.
have it.
No, he was clean shaven at the time.
Oh, okay.
He was.
Would you say, Todd?
I said I haven't really had anything. Mine's just been pretty like normal.
Oh, yeah, I have one. So
Yeah.
basically, I was flying out of Denver. We were in the plane. Then they come over. The speaker says, we got a little mechanical issue we're resolving." I'm like, okay, no big deal. They kind of say, "Yeah, well, our fuel gauge was broken, so we don't know how much fuel we took on." I was like, oh my, so
It's kind of important, right? Yeah.
yeah, a little bit. Well, it's obviously, so
Yeah.
they pumped all the gas out and then put it back
Yeah.
in, kind of thing. It's like,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I did.
Well, luckily,
But
as I said, luckily we were still at the gate, so kind of thing. So it's,
Okay.
oh, they were able to do it for you there.
yeah,
No,
it's before we.
I will say when I in college, I flew back from San Francisco. We had to fly back to Pittsburgh, and at Pittsburgh you would take a charter flight, like the little propeller plane, into Morgantown in West Virginia. So we flew back, and so we came back during a rainstorm and a thunderstorm. So we had to get on the prop plane. So we're flying the prop plane during this thunderstorm. I mean, like a thunderstorm.
Nope.
And I'm just like on the plane looking around like,
That's a lot of lightning.
so is there like any like skydiving stuff in here? Or like, because it's only like, it's one of the prop planes.
Twilight Zone.
It's just like 20 people or something like that, right? It's just like, in case we got to like, so that was kind of a weird type thing. Right. So anybody that flew through a prop plane through a thunderstorm, that's always a fun thing to do.
I would say, can we fly above the clouds, not in the clouds?
Well, it was we're only 75 miles from Pittsburgh to Morgantown, so
you never got that high.
They never got high because of it. So it was just like, so that was fun. And then one time flying back to Cincinnati, we just stopped at Louisville, and then we flew from there to Cincinnati, and I had like a little kid next to me. He's like 12 or 13 years old, and it was his first time kind of flying and stuff. So we kind of flew, and he was like getting nervous. I'm like, don't worry, it's just a plane doing this or plane doing that, and talking the way through it. And then when we landed, he actually thanked me after the flight. He sat next to me because I made him relax and made him feel comfortable. And, you know, he was really nervous, but he looked over and saw I was okay. So he was okay. So that was kind of a cool thing.
That is cool.
From that and everything. So,
because the other one would be is we were flying out of San Francisco. We had basically dual takeoff. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. Well, the plane on the right goes this way, and we go this way.
That would freak me out.
We literally took off, hit a hard right. All of a sudden, you're going like, oh, that's what the runway looks like.
Yeah. What was that movie with John Cusack and Billy Bob Thornton? Where they were air traffic controllers. Do you remember that movie? It was pushing 10. If you ever watch that movie, that can give you, if you have anxiety about flying, that might give you a little anxiety because they were just like landing planes. They were like, well, they were stacking planes on top of each other, like, and you're like, the air traffic controllers actually kind of do that because that's kind of freaky on how they're kind of doing this stuff here. So that might freak you out a little bit. Yeah, good movie though. Good movie. That was back when Billy Bob was with Angelina and wore the blood around his neck.
Now, well, I got the movie Airplane, but no.
I have a fun story of a plane, though. You know how when you're boarding the plane and you're walking and you're looking for your seat, and every time when you see an open seat, you're looking at the people sitting in that row and thinking, my God, I wish I was sitting there, or I'm glad I'm not sitting there, because everyone judges people immediately based on sight. That long walk where you're like, oh, thank God I'm not next to her, or oh God, there's a baby, that kind of thing. I had a flight where I actually got seated next to nice people, and it was super exciting. Doesn't happen often, but every once in a while, it's kind of great.
Yeah.
My last flight is coming back when I came back from Cincinnati last time. Yeah, Cincinnati was the last flight I came back from. I had to basically direct flight back, and it was on Southwest. And Southwest is usually packed. So the fact that we had like not a packed flight and I had an open seat next to me, it was like fucking an oasis.
Right,
it was just like you get on a Southwest flight and you don't have anybody next to you. You're like, I need to go to the casino tonight. I got the luck rolling for me. That doesn't happen much with Southwest. So yeah,
all the babies are in the first 10 rows, and I'm in row 25. And fuck yeah, I win.
Southwest is like that thing. So anybody that hasn't flown Southwest, it's kind of like you can't pick your seat ahead of time like you can with Delta or American or the other ones, right? So I call it the Greyhound of the skies because you basically don't know what seat you possibly get. You can move up to get your priority to get on there first and grab a seat, but after that, it becomes an open game. So it's kind of like you're in there. And here's the thing: when you're sitting in Southwest, you're just like looking at the seat. You don't make eye contact with the aisle because then someone will be like, "Oh, is that seat taken?" No, don't ever do that on Southwest. Just keep focused. You keep the laser locked in. You try to wait through. What you do look up at is the door up front to see if maybe everybody's on the plane already, because then you start to know, I'm good. Everybody's on, right? They're about to close the door. But once you make eye contact with somebody, they're like, "Oh, is that seat open?" So
it's over.
Yeah, don't make eye contact with people if you're ever on the Southwest.
Like,
that's how you try to hold that middle seat open as long as possible. Just some flying advice there for you.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Yeah. Have you seen anybody?
You do is you put your bag in the middle. So somebody they went and put their bag way one overhead.
Hold their spot. Yeah.
They're holding the spot. They're doing something or carry on. Sorry.
Well, I saw a couple of airlines, nothing here in the States yet, but overseas they're starting to weigh people now getting on the planes, which I can see where some people are upset by that, but I can also see where it's not a good. I mean, I always wonder about how much weight a plane can hold anyway, right? Because it's like you get 2 bags, and usually you check in your bags, and it's like 50 pounds a bag or whatever. It's like usually the target weight. And they'll let people go over that a little bit, but then people bring their carry-ons, and you don't know what the weight is on the carry-ons, and I'm like, that carry-on is not for the overhead bin, like, and you got to go back up front and drop it off, and they got to put it underneath. So I'm like, people are always kind of messing with the numbers. That's one of the things that always concerns me when we fly.
But if you do that, if they take you back, you don't get that charge for the checking the bag.
They're trying to do that.
They're playing the game. They're playing that game. It's like, well, I know I have to check it in because I'm not going to get that charge for that.
But you don't know what the weight is on it either, though. I mean, I think up front, the pilots probably get an idea of the weight and stuff on the plane. I think they have something for one of their tours.
Well, I
remember after 9/11, I was on a flight, which was probably not crazy, but more of an eerie type thing because people weren't flying as much after 9/11 when it first happened.
Right.
I had to take a flight, and I was on a flight, and it was like a plane for like 100 people, and there was like 30 people on or whatever. We had to actually have people moving certain seats to balance out the weight.
Bounce it out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That might have been the craziest flight.
I'm sure each seat is an average weight. So you got they probably take an average for each seat, how many seats, this kind of thing.
I was on a plane on the day before 9/11 from Phoenix to Chicago, and I was on a plane 3 days after 9/11 as well. So
that's some anxiety for sure. I had flown into Atlanta, and I got there the day before 9/11, and it was interesting because Atlanta, where we were at, we were meeting with some of the financial advisors we work with. And Atlanta already had the Olympic bombing that took place at the Olympics back in the 90s. So they already had a protocol in effect, right? So we're in this watching this thing, and we're sitting there. People are gathered around the TV. We were supposed to go to a meeting, and the meeting was backed up a little bit. So we were like at a coffee shop, and I saw this plane basically hit the World Trade Center. And so it's like, growing up in New Jersey, you were like, well, that doesn't happen because that's like a no-fly type space. You don't usually have planes in that area. And then we're sitting there watching, the second one hit, and I'm just like, that's not good. I already knew at that point, like, we're under attack from something. Something just happened that's not supposed to happen. Thing. And Atlanta just pretty much sounded an alarm, and all the gates and stuff started coming down. They were already had protection or protocol in effect for when things like this happen. And it was just like, that's it. We're done. Everybody go home, do this, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, it was crazy to see it happen. And then coming back, all the planes were shut down. So luckily, I had a rental car that first day, and my partner I was meeting with had to run a car, and I was going to turn mine in the day of 9/11, but I didn't. So I had to drive back from Atlanta back to Cincinnati, and I was getting calls from our home office. Hey, are you going through so-and-so? We got people stranded there or stranded here, and just they were trying to match people up because planes weren't flying and people couldn't get rental cars because everybody was driving nowhere. So that was like a weird type time. Yeah. But we were playing Madden over at Best Buy a couple of days just because people were watching movies at Best Buy, playing Madden because they were like just whatever to get people to release some stress, right? Not worry about stuff. So they were very accommodating on that stuff. So that was crazy. But yeah, anything with a Logitech controller, I'm out. Yeah, I mean, I've done enough PC gaming. I don't trust Logitech controllers. Flew from Hawaii back to Massachusetts, autopilot C5. The pilot enjoyed this in a game of football in the cargo bay, right? Then the autopilot kicked in. Australia, Hawaii, probably not Paris. Should be flying space available to the UK in a couple of years. I would like to get to the UK. At some point.
I have one last story, the plane flight story thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was flying into Puerto Rico, and there was a storm when we were coming into land. It took them 5 tries to land the plane. So each time they came all the way down to almost to the ground, and then they zoomed back up. And this happened 4 times in a row. There were people praying out loud, people crying. Like, I mean, after the 3rd try, people started like really freaking out. And I'm sitting there like hands clenched on the armrest kind of thing. Like, that's going to help. But so yeah, that was probably my scariest.
Was there a malfunction with the plane? Because that doesn't usually happen.
No. It was a storm. But the storm was like really low to the ground because how the clouds formed or whatever, it was super low to the ground. So the pilot could not see the runway himself physically until we were like 20 feet above it because the clouds were so low. And so he kept coming down and finding out that he was slightly off and had to zoom back up because he had to try again, right? But it took him 5 tries. And by the 5th try, like everyone was crying. It was like everyone was freaking out. That was unpleasant. So I did not enjoy that flight very much.
Yeah, I may have been a Jehovah's Witness by the time that thing landed.
Yeah, that was a rough one for sure.
In Alaska, I think a rock sticking out of the ocean shaped like a horseshoe. The pilot had maneuvered low over the water to hit the bank runway just right. Yeah.
No,
see some of those things. What'd you say?
Well, I said there's certain airports that you have that kind of thing. You hit flying hard right, hard left into land, kind of like There's an airport in Hawaii, I think, that has that.
Yeah, I've seen some from overseas too, where they have to land a certain way to do it and stuff. And like in West Virginia, they actually had a plane crash one year there, but you have to basically hit it at the right moment because if not, it's on the side of a fucking mountain and you'll go down.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's how this Puerto Rico one was. It was on a cliff. So they're coming in over a cliff. So it's water runway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do not.
It's definitely safer than driving. And
yeah,
if you're in some states, you easily recognize that too with some of the drivers. Yeah.
For sure. Northeast being for sure territory.
Yeah, it's like Jesus. Like it's always like here it's weird because you get the different states that intertwine. You get Maryland, you get Delaware, you get Virginia, you get Pennsylvania, you get New Jersey, you get DC, which isn't a state, but you still have DC license plates, and then you get New York that comes down, and they're like all different driver rules. So it's like a hobnob with just like horns going off. People are like, hey, yeah, it's just like different things,
I remember when I was in New York City, it's like driving in the cabs, like everybody's honking. Like, who's honking? It's like everybody's just merging.
As soon as the light goes,
let me go or you're going to hit me.
It's like, and they'll make a right turn from the far left lane in New York.
Don't come here in California.
That's a lot, Vanessa.
Yeah. Vanessa gets hit with a lot. And I saw there was a new plan they were doing under Biden's trying to get pushed for Congress to do to lower costs, like with 10 different drugs. So drug costs can be kind of crazy for people for sure.
Yeah.
Well, especially when the majority of the population is getting that, the age is going up, kind of thing.
Well, the whole thing of that being the only
Let's just
country
say
that doesn't have a health plan like other modern countries
yeah.
is kind of crazy.
Let's say if you're investing in stocks, you invest in pharmaceutical because that's just going to get bigger and bigger.
Oh yeah. Like pharmaceutical funds are huge. Yeah. Let's escape to Vienna via freight train.
Lovely.
Yeah.
What do you like, Boxcar Willie and Company? I used to love those Boxcar Willie commercials when I was a kid.
Boxcar Willie commercials?
Boxcar Willie was a record. And he would have songs and stuff.
Well,
and
Boxcar Willie was a singer.
Yeah. And he was on a train. And it would show commercials of him in his songs, but he was be on a train.
Oh.
Yeah. That was the boxcar from the train. And so his music was kind of doing that kind of stuff. So when people thought of Boxcar Willie,
I think I just listened to his music. I didn't know the backstory. So
yeah. Well, that's because you're not Gen X. If you were Gen X,
I almost up and went.
No, I wasn't Gen X. I agree, I wasn't Gen X.
No,
I was Gen Y. We were the apathetic ones who followed Gen X. We were not millennials because they were not apathetic.
We were the latchkey kid. We were the latchkey kids, so we watched a lot of TV when we got home from school because it was just us, and they'd have Boxcar Willie commercials on.
You're right.
Small Air Force Jet trying to fly into Eek, Alaska, and the wind shear pushed us upside down. The pilot and I were laughing our butts off. Yeah. I don't know why I'd be laughing, but I'd be nervous as hell.
Well, because you landed and you're still alive.
Get the cows off the runway in Louisiana. That sounds about right for Louisiana. Yeah. Get them cows off the runway so we can land. In the U.S. That's 15. We get a secret injection of traffic in and listen to the United States, and the Spirit knew everything about working on what? I don't know about the secret injection there. Flying for years, scariest, most turbulent takeoff of my life was leaving Denver past April. Me and everyone on the plane was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Yeah, they just had a thing with Delta. 11 people got injured on the plane due to turbulence. That's the other thing. So we're seeing a lot of these weather type things taking place as things are heating up or whatever. Turbulence is also on the rise too for a lot of stuff. If you're paying attention to that, it's been kind of crazy.
By the way, you notice you'll have a super smooth flight until you go to the bathroom, and as soon as you're in that little tiny cubicle bathroom, all of a sudden turbulence happens. It's like, fucking hell, come on. Then the little light dings on, and you're supposed to have a seatbelt on, and you're like, well, there's no seatbelt in here. What do you want me to do? I hate that. I hate that so much. It always happens.
So you think about that when you go to the bathroom? I'm thinking about how the hell did they get to the 10,000 Mile High Club in here? I'm like, where do you put your legs over here? You put your legs there.
Are you little people or what?
No, I don't think about that. It's just every time I use the restroom on a plane, that's when the turbulence happens. Every time.
No, I'm just saying. I just see that little room, and I'm like, "How did you get to the Mile High Club?"
No, it's either that you walk in and going, "Okay, what drug the hell are you doing before?"
Yeah. Well, if you see somebody go, it's you have to I'm gonna wait 5 or 10 minutes, right? Because you never know. You don't want to walk in there and be stuck in there, because then it's you're in there at that point, right? You can't come out and go right back in. People think you're up to something.
Oh yeah. By the way, we're landing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go out there and you think that, and it's digital underground, freaks of the industry.
Or you come out that wasn't me. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. You telling people that wasn't me. That wasn't me. It's funny. You walk in there, you walk in the plane and be close the door, be Jesus Christ, what the hell happened in here? You yell it out, and everybody's yeah, don't go in there for another 15, 20 minutes, Friday.
No, you come out of the bathroom like this.
Or maybe you just walk in there doing that, and you're okay, I already smelled that way. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go in there pops off.
Okay, yeah. I'm going in.
Where's my Febreze?
Can't have the aerosol cans. You don't get no Febreze.
Right there, you go. You need a stick up. This is a good place for a stick up. That's old commercial from back in the day. They put the stick ups up there. I was just praying it went up. Yeah, I was talking about the Denzel flying upside down earlier. Yeah. Dude was salty, land on the river, East River, like he did in New York. The pod says we're going back to gate because number 2 engine won't come on. Oh, it just came on and we're set to take off.
Oh no. No.
No.
We're not supposed to take off. No, you're wrong.
Never mind. Forget that. I was just kidding.
No, it was like one time we were going to take off and they had to change one of the tires on the landing gear. So we weren't on the plane yet. We were waiting for them to make the change. They said like an hour delay or whatever, do that. And people were like going off, like, I can't. I'm like, dude, like, I'm not trying to fly if the landing gear don't work. I'm like, there's reasons why you don't need to board a plane. That's one of them because you need to land.
You're right.
Exactly. I know, right?
Yeah. Any mechanical problem.
People get so cranky when the plane needs repairs, but freaking repair the plane, please.
Yeah.
I want it repaired.
Well, it's like the flight I was on. Make sure that fuel gauge is working properly, please.
Yeah. If I saw Val walking in the plane, I would immediately judge an opinion. She needs to sit beside me.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Mal. Not Val.
No, 100%. I got you.
So back in the 90s, I had to fly to Cleveland from Norway twice a year to get my son, who was, by the way, 5 and 7. No direct flight, so they said my day I experienced 6 takeoffs and landings. A crew member once told me not even professional schedules are that demanding.
Jeez.
3 Australia rocks back to the airport. They did not let me have them in baggage from Alaska. I placed them on location on the Air Force Base. I should go retrieve them. They wouldn't let you have the rocks?
That's weird.
There's like, one or twice I've been able to stop over. St. Louis, Nashville. So I had 8 takeoffs. Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
That's rough.
That is rough. I was a wreck. Took 2 or 3 days to fully recover and burst all the air bubbles in my head. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. The damn ears. The ears popping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
if you ever go to
the Grand Canyon during the summer, you better love turbulence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit them straight.
Yeah, we went to Vegas. They were like, "Oh, if you look over to your left, you'll see the Grand Canyon." Like, I'm good now, you know. Like, wife said, "You want to go to Grand Canyon?" Nope, I've already seen it from like way up. I'm good. I don't want to go see a hole in the ground. I can do other stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll fly.
I know it can be an experience, but I'm just like, yeah.
But when you got shoulder harnesses for the flight, like, this is not normal.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be.
Yeah. 4 Shoes in the house. Cheers, Chew.
I thought I heard the door close downstairs. Can you play the noise for Chew to bring me one? Because I'm running low.
I'll probably sign off here in a bit, but we'll get you started here.
You just said Did you guys hear him?
I did.
Yes. You didn't hear it. You heard him, but you didn't hear him.
It was like a muffled chew. It was a muffled.
That was all the way from downstairs.
Yeah. See, Vanessa's baby boomer. Secret injection in a lot of material just falls totally flat. I accept that.
Is that flat earther talk again?
What's up, Eagles?
Eagles.
Fly, Eagle, fly. Yeah. Hey, Vanessa. The Pepto commercial rules. Yeah, the little singing commercial. 1982, the entire front cone fell off a B-52 approach to Air Force Base to crash landed into a person's breezeway just inches from him in the kitchen.
Oh, they give you a little baby can?
I bet he shit themselves. Oh, a little old style.
He brought me an old style.
Chicago. Where do you say it?
Chicagoan?
Chicagoan or Chicago-y?
Chicagoan.
She got the old style.
Chicagoite. Oh.
Good to see you as well, my friend. Chew beer now.
You know, it's funny. He just came from work, and that's literally what he was doing, was giving people beer all day. And then he gets home, and I'm like, hey, I need a beer.
Yeah.
Go get yourself, yeah.
Might as well not
PBR
clock
action.
out just yet.
I haven't had a PBR in a while.
PBR, oh.
Well, I got a barbecue place, and they have PBR on tap. That's the only time I ever have PBR.
I'm probably overdue to do some macro beer reviews. I haven't done any in a good amount of
shut
time.
James.
Although lately, I'm getting a lot of people watching the Coors review I did from a while back.
Oh, wow.
Old style, the classic Boomer beer, JT says.
Yeah, you trust James.
Boomer. Okay, Boomer. Black Label was a Boomer beer. Yeah, Black Label was definitely old school as well. Actually, I was reading the beer Bible the other day. They were talking about Black Label beer. Chew needs a
trebuchet. Yeah, I agree, Vanessa. That would be the best thing to bring me beer.
Mal needs a shot of Malort. Chew.
No, she doesn't.
Yes.
Do you have Malort there?
No.
Yes, you do. I said,
no.
You do have Malort. Yeah.
No. She's going like, no, I don't. No.
Look, man, I did a brew.
I have dough ball.
You gotta do Malort on the show.
Yeah, that would be good to get.
Wait. Wasn't Todd supposed to filter some more stuff?
Well, we ran out of time tonight, but we'll do it like next week or something.
He was supposed to filter things.
Well, we had Shannon back. We were supposed to get Shannon to do stuff tonight, but we didn't get
a chance.
Yeah.
Go do some what should we ever do? Oh, let's just try the
good old. I do remember like Billy Beer. No, there was a Billy. That was Billy Beer was like Billy Carter, right? That goes after Billy Carter.
Yes,
Billy Beer.
Yeah. Billy Beer. Yep. I have a can of Billy Beer actually downstairs that's still.
Oh, really?
Full, but I don't know what.
That's been way too aged at this point. Yeah.
Oh no, I ain't opening it up now just for
Although it could be a great video if you want to crack it open and test it.
Well, just I'd be curious to drink a lager, a 15-year-old lager, see how bad that would be.
I don't know if your stomach will want that.
I'd be curious to open it up and see. I'd be curious to see what it smells like.
Oh, do we got Malort in the house? Yeah. Mal has Malort.
It's not Malort. It's called Dough Ball. It's a whiskey, but it tastes like cookie dough.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a cookie dough flavored whiskey.
We get the new level. Mal's about to get the whiskey on.
I'm glad I waited until after that noise because I would have laughed.
That was the whole point. He tried to time it. He blew it.
No, I had to wait. Otherwise, I would have laughed and I would have choked. It would have been done.
I went a little early, but yeah.
Yeah, no, he was trying to time it, but he caught him.
No, I've heard him play that before. I knew it was coming. You're going to have to get new sound effects if you're going to trick me, honestly.
I am. But she did the shot of the whiskey there, so
I did.
Mal backs down for no drink, so she stands tall as always. She is the nature girl. She has no fear. Oh man. Yeah. Thursday night. I feel like I gotta play it again just because I freaking can't stop playing it because it's just so funny. Turn I don't even know where it came from. I just found a clip and I'm like, that's one of the funniest shits out there that I think I've heard in a while. Like, yeah. Yeah.
It was pretty
It's
good.
like sing along with your friends, and you're like, you don't even know the words, but you just keep singing.
It don't matter.
You wait for the main part, you know, then you jump in.
You're right. Exactly.
6 years old collecting cans in Maryland. Hey, we all got hobbies. We were poor. I think everybody went through a point, you know.
Hey, collecting cans is how Chew paid for college.
Hey, yeah, in some states,
Went
like
to his
cans,
family
bottles,
gatherings
all
and
that,
collected cans, and that paid for his 4 years at U of M.
Well, I know people at Sirius in Michigan that returning those bottles and cans and stuff.
Yeah.
That was
I
cash.
I did that a couple of summers when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
You get like $1, going woo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm rich.
I'm rich.
See,
Aw.
and people will always love you, Chew, for that. Yeah.
That's true.
Starfield will be awesome. Check it out. Yeah, it comes out. I thought it came out today because I saw like Starfield Day or whatever, but I think it's only on Microsoft or PC, so I might check it out for PC. I've got a couple PCs laying around now here. Starfield Day. I think that's from the movie. That's why I put it in quotes. But I don't know if it's from the movie where that song came from because I don't know where that song came from. I feel like it was in a movie somewhere though. But yeah. I was going to get some new sound effects for tonight, but I didn't really have a chance to do it.
Oh, you slacker.
Yeah.
You couldn't trick me with the shotgun.
It's because of the damn job I got to do, you know. Fucking
Yeah,
you got to make the money. I tried to find some new sound effects, and the job was just like,
shut it down, 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 now, shut it down.
And it was like, get back to work. You don't got time to
Can
be
I
fucking
say
around
how
on
much
the
I
internet.
love that show, by the way? I love that show.
I do too. Except every time they can run marathons on the course of the day, it's always the ones I've seen. I'm trying to see the ones I haven't seen. But I figured the ones they run are always like the ones with it's like Jerry Springer. They're the ones that have the highest.
The most popular, yeah.
Ready for the trick?
What's the trick?
Paramount Plus. You get to pick.
Yeah, but you got to pay for Paramount Plus.
I know.
I've got so many other streaming services. It's like people say, "Oh, I cut the cable." Like all these streaming services. Well, how much are you paying for that? Well, almost like I had cable.
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
So I will say I signed up for Paramount Plus specifically because they have MTV and Nickelodeon. So I'm literally reliving my childhood watching old MTV and old Nickelodeon
They
right
do
now.
the old what was it? The slime, right? Nickelodeon had the slime.
Yeah. I'm watching all the old cartoons. I'm watching, the game shows. I'm watching all the stupid stuff. I'm also watching MTV Unplugged. I'm watching MTV Mixtape. I'm watching Beavis and Butthead and Daria. Like, I'm kind of
Daria. Wow,
reliving some old things right now. Like, Hey Dude, Salute Your Shorts, all these old shows that I used to watch, and I'm like happy about it. So, yeah, I've been binge watching Paramount Plus lately. It's terrible.
Oh, you get cartoons back in the day. They're like 10 minutes long.
We do.
Yeah.
Well, they got away with it too. If it wasn't for those kids,
Yeah.
I mean, how old were you realize with Scooby Doo, the crew was pretty much just potheads driving around in a van?
Right. Yeah.
You figured that out later on. It wasn't the same as when you.
Disney was basically some of those. What drugs were you on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I go back to my childhood, and we had like Underdog, and Underdog had to get high before he got his powers. He had to basically get his little snack on.
Yeah. What's that? But you didn't know it as a kid, though. But if you're an adult, you knew.
Yeah. You try to go back and watch Speed Racers.
Beavis and Butthead were looking frogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead as a child, unless my father didn't know that I was watching Beavis and Butthead, and then it was fine. Which happened.
Yeah. You try to go back and watch like Speed Racer now as an adult versus when you were a kid.
Oh,
you see a total different light. Like,
yeah,
they were definitely doing drugs back in the 70s when they came up with this show.
Yeah.
Ooh, peppers. I like some hot peppers.
Spice it up.
Oh, you already got it, Trez. Nice. But you're on a Microsoft train now. You left PlayStation. We're getting tired of wearing your shirts. Bring it back, oldie but goodie.
Oh.
That could be a
there they are.
song.
There you go.
Wait, that's not technically curtains.
Well,
that's the top.
There you
Okay,
go.
there we go. There we go. Now I feel complete again. Thank you.
He says, Emerson, wait, they have like old school MTV classic videos?
They do.
Yeah. Which reminds me of MTV. I don't know if you saw it or not, but one of the band members of Dire Straits actually died.
Oh, wow.
Years old.
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Which is huge. Like, yeah, because I mean, Dire Straits MTV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet Carrot Top is still alive.
I'll tell you.
I know. Yeah, well, because of all that plastic surgery.
I have nothing bad against Carrot Top. I just like to joke around about some celebrities.
Oh no, he has his good moments.
Dude,
I'll tell you,
he's jacked up lifting though.
He's definitely out for sure.
Did you guys ever watch MTV Mixtape?
I don't remember Mixtape offhand.
So it was like all rap, R&B, like
was it after it was after Yo MTV Raps, I guess. It was something that came later.
Yeah.
Okay.
But really, really good. So good. Highly recommend checking that out.
I remember Club MTV with Downtown Julie Brown. And I remember Headbangers Ball with I think it was Ricky that did Headbangers Ball.
Yeah.
And I remember when MTV used to have Saturday night concerts, and they would have like featured acts on Saturday night, and they would do like a concert on it, which was pretty cool. And I remember the Unplugged. The Unplugged had some great performances from some
Unplugged.
Yeah.
That had Eric Clapton doing Layla.
Yeah. Well, LL did an Unplugged on there that was pretty hot, and Nirvana did an Unplugged that was pretty hot.
Yeah.
I'm
looking forward to watching more of those right now.
People are like, millennials and Z's are like, wait a minute, MTV did music video? Well, that's what the M is for, you see.
Yeah.
It was for the music when it came out.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Music videos, what were those?
It wasn't all about Catfish. I'm just saying. It wasn't Wild and Out. It was music videos they did back then. So yeah.
It was.
The real world. Yeah.
For the real world.
We have MTV and VH1.
Yeah. Real World, they had Road Rules. I remember being watching MTV and they had VH1, and you're like, oh, that's the old people's channel. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the videos you started to watch when you were younger start showing up on VH1. You're like, wait a minute, why am I watching VH1 now? He's like, yeah. Oh, those were the days back then. Support those striking writers. Yeah. I didn't know they were sort of. Oh, speaking of strikers, so Leinenkugel actually ended their strike a couple of days ago, so they're back to work there. I think they got what they needed from their labor agreement. I posted a picture when I was at Leinenkugel, the little Letty Lodge last weekend, and I was talking to them about it, and they were telling me like they had trouble getting beers for a while. So I guess that was from the strike, but everything started coming back in. So yeah, I was asking them if they heard anything, and they were like, no, we knew they were doing something, but they weren't fully sure. But yeah. Meddling kids, right? Yeah. But it's like they were pot kids. So you just always thought Shaggy just had a big appetite, right? You didn't know he was smoking in the van.
The munchies. You got the munchies.
Yeah.
When you go back and watch cartoons, it's like him and Scooby were like back there pretty much toting all the time.
Well, that's why they think Scooby Doo talked.
Yeah. And that's why these are associated. They're eating pizza and they're eating hamburger. Things you associate with, like if you were high, you would want to eat too. Like,
you're right.
Yeah, nobody was like, give me a big plate of spaghetti and meatballs or whatever. No, give me some pizza, give me this, give me that. You know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Now I want spaghetti and meatballs. Thanks so much.
And then Fred and Daphne were going off doing their thing or whatever because we knew what they were doing. And they didn't want Velma. They didn't want Velma around. They're like, Velma, you go solve the mystery. We're going to go do what we're doing.
See anyway.
Yeah.
I think she might have been the transgender before it was a thing.
Maybe.
Did anyone watch the new Velma show?
No, I heard it was pretty good though. But I haven't
good
watched
ratings
it.
Though.
I enjoyed it. I actually had a lot of fun watching that. It was snarky and ridiculous. It reminded me of Daria. It reminded me of the old Daria show.
Yeah, I can see that.
But with more decapitation. Like,
Well,
I really enjoyed it.
with the darker side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, supernatural, darker side, whatever.
Yeah.
But either way, it was like Daria with decapitation. It was really fun. And inappropriate on pretty much every level. I was
That's
highly amused.
Well, that's the key.
Yeah.
Take it to a different level, right? You can do it something different. So
Dog talk.
the dog talks, right? Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. Okay, Shaggy. Yeah,
Scooby
it's just
snacks.
I was about
Yeah.
to say, when you did that noise, Rod, you sounded like Yogi Bear with a picnic basket. Like,
Yogi Bear?
ooh, Yogi
That
Bear
wasn't-
with a picnic
That
basket.
was Yogi.
That wasn't my
Yogi
Yogi,
Bear
that-
was a cocaine bear of the day.
That was my
Cocaine
It was
Scooby. That was
Cocaine Bear, that's right.
Hey there, boo
He was a
You don't
cocaine
never know
bear.
what those tourists were up to.
boo. Yeah. He had the munchies too. He's always taking the picnic.
That's
You know,
right.
picnic
The
basket.
cocaine bear.
Yeah.
Cocaine
Yeah, I mean, we go back and look at a lot of that stuff. There was drug-induced stuff in our
Herbie
cartoons.
Well, Alice in Wonderland. You know that was all LSD or wherever. I mean,
Yeah. Well, you
Like,
take
woo!
it back to Sesame Street and the whole Snuffleupagus thing. Like only Big Bird could see this imaginary type thing, and it's just like,
yeah.
what's going on
So
with this?
I
right
watched
here?
a documentary about the writing of Alice in Wonderland, and a majority of the story came in a rowboat. Him with his two nieces, who were like 7 and 8 years old, and he's rowing them across the lake, and he's telling them a story. And he just tried to come up with the craziest stuff he possibly could. Now, they didn't mention anything about drugs, but honestly, I feel like drugs had to have been involved. But he did
Yeah.
write the story for his nieces in a rowboat and then went home and like actually wrote it down.
Illegal.
So kind of an interesting story, like the
Yeah.
background of it. I thought it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
A good uncle, like taking the girls out in the boat. Sure,
Yeah.
fine.
Well, it's interesting when you find out, like Mary Shelley that wrote Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When
That
they
was
actually were doing, I forgot who she was with. I'd have to go back and look at the notes, but
She was with famous writers.
yeah,
other
famous writers. They were all doing lithium when she came up with the whole
including her
Frankenstein
husband,
thing.
who was a famous writer.
Yeah, so they were like at this castle or lodge, whatever, around a fireplace, all doing lithium out of the thing, and she just starts writing Frankenstein from the ideas and stuff. It just
Well,
like,
no. When they were talking, they challenged each other to write a scary
to
story.
write it, yeah,
And so, like, they spent a couple days and wrote a scary story, and hers was freaking awesome.
yeah.
And, yeah.
And I would say if
challenge
you never like if you watched Frankenstein, it doesn't do justice to actually reading Frankenstein. Like we read Frankenstein as part of our English Lit when I was in college, and it's just the way she tells the story and the way she does everything through it is just like she provides so much of a personality to Frankenstein in itself, who was basically just trying to find their spot in the world. They've been created out of this, and nothing was ever done.
Or the monster, because the monster.
Why I say Frankenstein is the monster.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing ever done for him to be monstrous. He was just like a little kid.
Yeah.
Trying to figure things out and stuff, and it was just like you read it. There's a compassionate feel towards Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Too. Yeah, so
because the real monster was the doctor, not
the doctor, right?
Not the monster. The doctor was the problem.
Yeah,
it's a real interesting, view on learned people and whether they're monstrous or not.
Yeah, made so much money on Tyson fights. What do you mean on Tyson fights? Oh, first cable guy we had it. We almost did that one time. We didn't end up doing it, but we actually had cable when Tyson lost to Buster Douglas in college. We were like the only floor in the university that had like HBO, and we were thinking there's got to be a way to bet people. Like he lost, nobody knew he lost his fight or whatever. Like, can we go out and hustle people like to make them bet on Tyson? That we already knew the answer, but we didn't end up doing it. But yeah.
Uh-oh.
She wanted me to show you that he has Mary Shelley's Frankenstein on our bookshelf.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
It's a classic.
It's actually right next to my copy of Dracula, so because it's got to be. I don't care about author order. Frankenstein needs to be next to Dracula.
Yeah.
And Stephen King's in there too.
And just think, Abbott and Costello met both. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Daria with the capitation.
Did they even have ska band?
That
I haven't
needs
seen
to be
ska
an actual
band.
band name.
Percy Shelley, yeah. Frankenstein Rules. Opium was popular in that circle, yeah. I think maybe it was Opium. I said Lithium, but it was Opium. I can't remember offhand, but it was years ago. But yeah.
Yeah.
And drugs aren't. I'm not saying go out and do drugs, but we know drugs open up doors for various
just saying
bars. Well, yeah, it's almost like.
Yep.
If you didn't have drugs, like, would you have some of the stuff like that Jimi Hendrix came up with, Tracy Joplin came up with, that Jim Morrison came up with? Just not that you have to have drugs. Just that you have drugs to do it, but it's almost like some of the stuff they did opened up a different layer that other people didn't see. Mm-hmm. So that's all I'm saying. But it's always in moderation, right?
That's what they say.
I don't know. It's you have Nirvana, Kurt Cobain,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the overdose, but it's like the stuff that he put when he was actually here. It made a statement. It made it. You had the whole thing with the '90s and some of the grunge stuff that you had, and it was just like you wish some of those artists wouldn't have went to that full level where they ended up overdosing or something like that. They were such great minds, and don't know if you needed the drugs for that or anything. I'm just saying the drugs opened up something different in them, that left that legacy.
Yeah.
So don't do drugs, kids.
To us all.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs.
Like we know Mr. T thing. Mr. T back in the 80s, he teamed up with Nancy Reagan on the whole "Don't Do Drugs" campaign back then.
I pity the fool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because with Gen X, we grew up with the whole "this is your brain on drugs" and the frying pan with the egg. It's like, but turn that egg over, you're burning it, son.
Does anyone remember a commercial where two girls are sitting on the couch? One of them is like made of rubber, like her friend lifts her arm and it's like rubbery. There's no bones or whatever in it. And she's like, you're no fun since you started taking drugs. And she leaves and the girl's just sitting there all like rubbery. Does anyone remember this commercial? Like, I feel like I'm going crazy.
I don't remember that one.
I don't either.
No.
Yeah,
that may came on later.
Your friend that you're no fun because she was having obviously whatever one glues you to your couch. So yeah.
They had all kinds of crazy type stuff. I mean, it's just I saw today they're pushing to actually get, which I think it should be lowered for marijuana to a lower class for
Eagle, you're gonna have to step that up to be level.
What time of year just to keep me level? Yeah.
You want to stay level, you gotta step that up a little.
Eagle said he bought her. It's the girl you're talking about, I think. So yeah, and JT said me too. So you guys are Eskimo brothers, right? Isn't it Eskimo brothers where you share a person? Yeah. All right. Well, we're at 11:27. I told Todd earlier we were trying to end at 11 earlier. It's 11:37 now. So
getting closer. Getting closer.
Huh?
I got 3 more hours.
We never got to beer news.
I'll save the beer news for next week. There wasn't much that happened this week anyway, so it was only like a few stories I had. So
fair enough.
We'll roll them into next week.
Right, forget they're in Central Time and West Coast Time, so
Right, they're good to go.
Hours and hours behind us.
Oh yeah, it's like it's just happy hour just started.
I know. It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, y'all can always go after party on Shark's channel or on Mal's channel. Either
one.
I'm
doing that tomorrow.
Yeah. So. Oh, actually, on a Friday, right? On a Friday, you're doing, not on the Thursday.
Well, I'm possibly reviewing Alex's beer. With me and Beer Man are going to do a live tomorrow night, maybe.
Okay.
Reviewing Alex's beer, that his stout that he.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, if you do something after hours, let me know if you want me to shoot me. I'll probably be around.
Well, I think I'll probably go bug Alex.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down actually in Baltimore, but I'm actually from South Jersey, Eagle, so just across the river from you where I grew up. Underneath the bridge of Tarbes, sprung a leak. You too is Trez, and Labor Day weekend. Hope everybody has a great Labor Day weekend, long weekend. Get some good stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
For most of us.
like to find a nice cigar to try to smoke this weekend. I haven't smoked a cigar in a couple years. I need to find a nice one and just find a cigar bar or something around here. Trez is big into cigars too.
Yeah, my 2 beers for this weekend went away because I'm up. His fault.
You what?
I said my 2 beers for the weekend. I was kidding.
I've done 3 beers tonight. Joe's going to send people after me.
2 beers per hour.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, well, okay. I'll be back then.
Hey, Shark, if you're East Coast, you can have 2 beers, and then 20 minutes later, you can have 2 more beers. You can be fine.
That's right.
Joe will be like, look, folks, we saw the Rajay happy hour. That guy's an outlaw. He's had 3 beers tonight.
That's right.
That's 1 over for the week.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not even. That's only in 1 day. So
Don't get too close.
Yeah. That would be it. That's the game. Whenever you see, like, if you ever do like the Look Folks game, every time he says Look Folks, you can get pretty lit off of Joe's speeches. You said Look Folks, and I'm not kidding, because he always says I'm not kidding. So those will be the key phrases that you can get lit on watching the Joe Biden.
Well, it's like I made the comment earlier. If you do the drinking game with athletes, they go you go, okay, that's.
You
go, okay, that's...
the speech was over.
I'm out of beer. It's only been 1 minute in. Oh, but thanks for everybody that tuned in. You guys, hopefully everybody has a great weekend. We're going to go ahead and get signed off here and look forward to catching up with you. And make sure to check out Shark Brewing. Make sure to check out the Perfectly Me Crafts. And we will catch up with you next week. Some of y'all been asking, so I will end it with one of the videos. Let me see what I got over here. And then we will get signed off.
Have a good weekend.
If I can get there. What the fudge is going on right now?
Yeah, it's Rick there, please.
Yes, it is.
There have been many times you and I have gone round and round, and we've bled the same blood in the same muds. But this time it's all about business, Jack.
Let's do it.
You and I, Friday night, Daddy, at the Fulton County Stadium. The Great American Bash. Dusty rides on the edge of a lightning bolt with a silver saddle, Daddy. Now you come on down there with your limousine and your horsemen. Bring your A-game. Yeah, it's Rick there, please.
This is.
It's time for you to meet your maker in the American Dream. Dusty Rhodes is up for the challenge.
I think the American Dream's barking up the wrong tree.
We'll see if your blood is as red as mine, Mr. Flares.
We will find out indeed, sir.
That's right, find out in Flint. You a yellow dog. You hung your phone up on me.
May I take a message?
Yes. Tell him this is Big Dust, the American Dream.
Big Dust, the American Dream?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a friend of his?
More of a nemesis, I guess you could say.
Are you Bob Klepak's friend?
I do not know who this Klepak fella is. All I know is that the other night, when Rick hit me from behind, I saw where the line was drawn, and now... Friday night at Starcade! Myself! Hey! Where did you go, baby doll? That bicycle! He's got a bicycle!